Good evening and welcome everybody to the fifth week, almost actually, this is week number 6 actually. Week number 6, we finally made it here to the playoff stage of the North American Rainbow Six Siege Pro League. My name is Sean Bloodbath Rosenbaum, here is Kickstar, and I think I can speak for us both when we say this season went by quickly.
Oh, it absolutely did, but now in the playoffs, this is where we're looking to see the most intense matches of the entire season. I mean, it's come down to 4 teams from each region, and we're starting things off here with North America. All 4 of the teams making it to the playoffs look really strong.
Yes, and speaking of those teams, let's take a look at our group stage brackets. Starting with Group A, this is how 2 of the teams that we're going to see here made it all the way to the playoffs, starting out with week number 1, Flipside Tactics and Omen, again, and then Excellence and Continuum. They worked all their way through, Excellence defeating 2 teams. First off, Continuum, then Flipside, which you had mentioned before, were 2 of the main titans coming out of the North American scene. Excellence defeated them both to take that first seed out of Group A.
Yeah, and that was impressive to say the least. I mean, Excellence, previously known as Most Wanted, no one was really expecting them to come out swinging this hard in this particular season. But Continuum and Flipside both. We saw that Flipside Continuum match. That was one of the best of the entire season across the board. And, you know, they were both looked extremely strong. And now, in Excellence, having gotten such a decisive victory against them both, have to be feeling extremely confident going into their future match here today against Elevate.
Yeah, and we say decisive, but at the same time, we also often say look at the rounds, look at how it turned out. I mean, if I recall correctly, some of those rounds went back into overtime. They were down to the last man or last one-on-twos or however it was. And Excellence, like we said, they did walk away 4-0 throughout the group stages. But let's move on to Group B, because we now have 2. Let's take a look at our next 2 coming out of Group B for the playoffs, starting with Vertical Gaming and Bittersweet GG, and then Infamy and Elevate to kick off week number 2 for Group B.
Yeah, Infamy and Elevate unfortunately lost, got knocked down to that losers bracket. Vertical and Elevate, Infamy and Bittersweet lost, then went down to that losers bracket. Vertical and Elevate pushed their way forward into the winners match. Now, Vertical came out on top there, but again, as we talked about before, it was a very close match. Also important to note about that match is Chapstick was not on Elevate GG at the time. He has since made a comeback. And because of that, Elevate GG did manage to win in that decider match, putting themselves in that 2nd seed. Vertical with a nice swift 4-0 through the group stage into that 1st seed. Meanwhile, Bittersweet GG and Infamy unfortunately unable to hack it this season and got the 3rd and 4th, moving on to the next season's relegations.
So that gets us to tonight, where we take a look at our playoff brackets, and we have all 4 top teams, the top 2 teams from each group, Group A and Group B. We've spotted them all. Now, here are our playoff brackets. Starting off with Seed 1 out of Group A being Excellence Gaming, and Seed 2 coming out of Group B, which is Elevate. Those 2 teams are going to face off this evening, as well as Vertical Gaming and Flipside Tactics. Again, the vice versa. Vertical Gaming was Seed 1 out of Group B, and Flipside Tactics was Seed 2 out of Group A.
Yeah, and again, this is going to be a fantastic set of matches we have here for you today. All 4 teams are very much looking forward to making their way to LAN. And of course, 3 of them will make it.
Yes.
There's only 1 of these guys who aren't going to be able to make it to the LAN event this season, but it's still going to be quite close. Yes. Let's take a look at the schedule for today and show you just which matches we're going to be playing first. It's going to be Excellence Gaming versus Elevate G to start us off, and then later down the line, we will have Flipside Tactics versus Vertical Gaming.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned that 3 out of these 4 teams will make it to the playoffs, and while it is near impossible to say which team will unfortunately not make it, we are seeing three teams that made it to the Season 1 LAN Finals. It was Flipside Tactics, Vertical Gaming, and Elevate GG, which means Excellence, albeit they are first out of the Group A brackets, they have a lot to prove still because the other teams have had that LAN experience. They've proven that they can get to LAN. It's Excellence that now needs to prove it today.
I mean, you're totally right. In normal circumstances, a lot of people would say, okay, here, Excellence Gaming, they're going to be the team to get eliminated from these four. Obviously, they're not one of the titans that we've known from the past of the North American scene. But they did make swift work of Flipside and Continuum both.
Yes.
And a lot of people would argue, well, Continuum doesn't seem like they're the team that they used to be. But to be honest, when they played against Continuum, despite it being a 2-0, it was very close. It was Continuum putting up a heck of a fight, and then that Continuum Flipside match, oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, like, so Continuum, I mean, if we look back to Season 3, we look back to the 6th Invitational, they won some of their matches just by the sliver of a hair. Like, just very, very close. I mean, and so then here, they're losing very closely on some of their games.
If we look at the history of Continuum, I feel like they compete better on an international scale. But despite that, talking about Excellence, they do feel very comfortable.
They do feel very comfortable. So let's move into an interview here. I believe it's going to be with Fox A from our team Excellence. Excellence, how you doing today?
I'm great, you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for joining us. So here we are. You've been working it out for about 3 weeks now. I think we saw you week number 3. And what have you been working on since then? Don't need to tell us specifics, but in general, what has your team been doing to prepare for today's match?
After we played the match and solidified our spot in the top 4, we kind of just, took a little bit of a break to relax because, that was kind of like it was a big match for us considering we were in the top 4 and we weren't there last season, so, it's an improvement. But since then, we've just been, stratting, watching VODs. We wanted to make sure who we were going to play against, whether it was Elevate or Bittersweet. So we just made sure, watched their matches, reviewed VODs, and just been practicing against the right people. And we feel confident playing against Elevate today.
That's great to hear. One of the things I want to ask you, though, because you probably, as you saw watching your VODs and going through these Pro League matches, you've seen that in the past week, we've seen Coastline come up quite a few times. Some in North America, Latin America, and even in the European scene. What do you feel has been the cause of now this Coastline map is coming out of the woodwork, whereas last season and the beginning parts of this season, it was shunned, basically?
I don't think, well, personally us and other teams we know, nobody really scrimmed it that much. Nobody was picking it in Pro League. So there wasn't really a baseline for it. So teams were kind of scared to just pull it out in a Pro League match and be confused what the other team was going to bring up because they didn't know what to get ready to counter against. They didn't know what to get ready to set up and to be ready to to counter the other team. So I think that's the big reason. But now it's teams are playing it more and scrimming it more, so I think it's coming more into meta. So yeah.
So has your team since seeing Coastline get played by these other teams and now realizing that, hey, there are some different things about this map that we probably haven't seen before. Has your team gone and taken a closer look at it, we'll say?
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but as the great Hot and Cold said it once, we have some surprises.
Oh,
so
all right.
if we make Glenn, then I guess you'll see it there.
Oh, so he's predicting that. All right. Well, thank you very much, Fox. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up before we close out here?
No, it's going to be a great game today. Bleed excellence, and see you guys next time, hopefully in Germany.
All right, Fox. Thank you for joining us. Good luck to your team today.
Later. Good luck casting.
Thank you. There it is, Excellence. He's quoting Hot and Cold, and he's quoting him from the Flipside Continuum match, which to me means it's going to be one heck of a game.
We might, no, it is going to be a heck of a game. Here's the Excellence Gaming roster: Foxay, Gurmy, Brian, Maman, and Geo. And they have had a good run of it thus far in this season. We've talked about it before. They beat out both Continuum and Flipside to make it here in a swift 4-0 through the group stages. They seem very strong, and as you can see here, they are across the board all contributing to their victories. I mean, every single player has their moments where they step up, and that's one thing that we don't see from every team in the Pro League is having a full 5-man roster who can all compete at the same level. Now, oftentimes we see like just 1 or 2 people falling into those support roles.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it here that oftentimes you do see 1 or 2 people stepping up, 1 or 2 people playing more support, less frag heavy roles, but this lineup here makes it look like you can take out 1, you can take out 2, and the others are going to step up their game and they're going to carry on forward.
Yeah, they've been playing very well on their refrag game as well. If you take a look at the VODs, you can tell that Excellence really is, they do prioritize making sure that when one of their teammates are eliminated, they get that refrag and keep the momentum in their favor.
And if you guys are curious as to where Excellence came from and why they're doing so well, how they got back into the Pro League, they were the team called Most Wanted last season. They placed 5th and 6th along with Continuum, and here they picked up Excellence, or they picked up Excellence Gaming Organization, and they're making a statement.
Yeah, since then, since becoming Excellence, they went from a team that I was always considered to be kind of just like a 4th slot, 3rd slot, you know, on the lower end in the North American bracket, and to elevating themselves to taking out Titans. And now, of course, you've talked about it before, is they have a lot to prove today, despite the fact, despite the nature of how they made their way into the playoffs here, being so like, hey, we can do this, they still have to show everybody that they're going to be able to make their way to LAN. Now, if they do get this victory, this one victory against Elevate GG today, they will propel themselves forward into that LAN spot. If you win any matches, as a matter of fact, any best of 3s in the playoffs, no matter who you are, like in this whole group state or this whole playoff set, you will get a spot at LAN for the North Americans and the Europeans. Yeah,
and like you had said, so the best of 3, or 3 out of the top 4 teams in this playoff are going to go to LAN, which means you either win today and you guarantee your spot into LAN, or you head to the losers bracket for next week and you win that game, and you become 3rd place coming out of the North American scene, and you make it to LAN.
Yeah.
So you win 1 game out of the next 2 weeks, 1 series
Good to go.
out of the next 2 weeks, and we'll be seeing you in Cologne, Germany. But we are going to take a look at our second roster of the evening. It's going to be for Elevate GG. Let's take a look here, and we've got Skies, Shuttle, Laxing, Chapstick, and England.
Yeah, Elevate G, of course, an old roster that a lot of you are familiar with. Now, this is the first season where I've really felt afraid that we might not see Elevate GG make it to LAN. They've had a little bit of a rocky road through the group stages, but they have still put themselves here at the playoffs. Although the nature at which they did make it to the playoffs was a little bit scary, you could say. They only barely made it, arguably.
Yeah, and I mean, so you had mentioned it here that it's going to be a hard fight for them. We're looking at some of the polls out on Twitter and out on other platforms about what today's matchups is going to come to. What is the outcome going to be? And what we're looking at here is kind of a sway in favor of Elevate. We see 60%, some in favor of 65, 70%. I've even seen it that high in favor of Elevate coming out high tonight. Yeah, and I think, like, the community must be more confident than we are, because we feel that this is going to be a very close game that you can't really tell who's going to come out on top.
Well, you still have the fact that Excellence GG, they've never been to one of these LAN events, not really, and because of that, they've still got a lot to prove to the community. At Elevate GG, on the other hand, they've been to a lot of the LAN events. I mean, since the Invitational, they've made it to each and every one. So they're a little bit more of a fan favorite.
They are.
And I feel like Excellence has... They have more to prove to everyone as a whole, but from my perspective, they looked very strong in the group stages, and I really feel like they're going to have a great shot at winning this match.
They did, and it's also noteworthy that I believe Excellence had won, or at least made it to LAN from the Xbox platform, the organization of Excellence, formerly supporting some of the Xbox Pro League teams. They made it to some of the LAN events, and through there, I feel like they've been able to bring some of that organizational structure, some of that support structure we've talked about before, whether it be coaches or some other, we'll call it infrastructure, that an organization needs, and I think that's going to help Excellence out today.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Ents when they picked up Sisu. They gave something similar, and they totally new team. Same roster, new team.
Now, we are going to take a look here at our top 5 picked attack operators coming out of the North American scene, and Who would have known Hibana up top? Very high percentage there.
Yeah, 95.2. That is so few of a rotation. You have to imagine maybe a Thermite here and there being rotated in for that Hibana. But Hibana nonetheless making it to the top slot. For those of you who are new to Rainbow Six, the reason she's going to be in that top slot is she brings one of two operators a destructibility of reinforced walls. Slightly less than Thermite, but still very useful. She has a fantastic gun as well as a fantastic secondary. She's a 3-speed, so what's not to love there? She also has a Claymore or Flashbangs. Flashbangs forcing out those engagements after having opened up those reinforced wall. Claymore for covering the flanks. Blackbeard going to be at 90.4%. Now he's going to be up there because he is the winner of engagements. He has 3 lives, with 2 Blackbeard shields which can block bullets to the face, and those will help him win just engagement after engagement. And he has been very much favored specifically in the North American region, but also in the Latin American and European region. Ashe at 82.4%. Obviously, we are going to see Ashe up there with that 3-speed, one of the best guns on attack in that R4C, even the G3 seeing some use here and there. On top of that, she's got those breaching charges to get rid of barbed wire and flashbangs to make sure that she can get rid of the barbed wire by clearing out ADSs from Jaeger. Sledge and Thatcher at 55 and 49% respectively. A little bit on the lower end there. Obviously, you could tell those are the more rotated operators coming out of this top 5, but Sledge and Thatcher both extremely useful. Thatcher in getting rid of the electronics and those EMP grenades. Sledge opening up those unreinforced walls.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the operators here, like you called it out there, the last 2 operators, Sledge and Thatcher, big difference in their pick percentages as opposed to the top 3 of Hibana, Blackbeard, and Ashe. And that has to be just due to the fact that Hibana, Ashe are those 3-speed, very high in intensity game operators where you can win in your engagements, and you've got the speed to basically maneuver through the entire map. You've got the versatility with their utility. And Blackbeard, like you said, he's kind of the pivot point.
I wouldn't fight. I win fight. That is how Blackbeard works. He's a very simple operator, but he gets the job done. You stick him on a window, you stick him on a lane, and he controls that lane throughout the round. And we've seen a lot of rounds won and lost based upon the performance of a Blackbeard doing their job, but he is definitely the operator to get the job done.
Now, we are going to move into our top 5 picked defenders coming out of North America. And these 5 picked operators, not as much of a curve as we saw in the attackers. And that's also the top 5 picked operators, I believe, throughout the world of the Pro League. North America, European, and the Latin American Pro League.
Yeah, these 5 defenders are pretty much what we've seen through. You're going to see at least 3 of them in almost every single defense round through the whole Pro League. Smoke, Jaeger, and Mira going to be your top 3. Smoke at 92.0, Jaeger at 90.9. And Smoke's going to be up there because he has those gas canisters which can delay for so long. Any particular lane he chooses. In fact, he can do 3 for a shorter period of time. Meanwhile, and he also has a shotgun for site construction and an SMG-11, arguably the best secondary weapon in the game. So he's got it all, full package. Jaeger is going to be in numbers 2 spot. He's got one of the best rifles, or well, the only rifle on defense, as well as being a 3-speed, barbed wire, and having those ADSs to catch grenades. A great all-around operator. Mira, seeing introduction in the last DLC that we received, 78.1%. She has been accepted and embraced by almost every professional team in the Pro League across all regions, as she is extremely useful with those mirror windows. Gathering that one-way information really does put a lot in the defender's favor. We've seen a lot of Twitch play to try and counter her as well. Bandit, 72.2%. Great gun, 3-speed, barbed wire, and those Bandit batteries to catch Hibanas or Thermites or whatever you're trying to put on the reinforced walls. It's very useful as well. Valkyrie at 60.4%, 2 armor, 2 speed, so durable yet light. She also has that MPX, which, you know, has seen a lot of controversial discussion about the MPX over her history. But I think a lot of the play we've been seeing out of the Latin American scene has actually brought it up as being one of the better guns in the game. Some really great headlining coming from LATAM to showcase the MPX in all its glory. High rate of fire, low recoil.
Yeah, and the MPX, I mean, we've seen some highlights, some clips where it looks like there's very little recoil, and that's almost in the hands of any Pro League player. If they can,
it's pretty easy to pick up.
If they main an operator, I mean, most of these players main a particular 1 or 2 operators, and that's kind of what we've seen, and we've kind of been been people that suggest that, because if you can main an operator, that's going to put you in the forefront of learning that and being the best operator or being the best player at that operator. So knowing the recoil pattern, being able to make any weapon, whether it be the MPX, the MP5, or any other weapon in between, being able to reduce that recoil and manage it the best is going to be what helps your team do well.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the bans between Elevate and Excellence. Find out what maps we're going to be playing for you today.
Elevate's going to ban first here. Excellence going to ban second. Again, there are 9 maps in the pool. 3 maps are going to be left standing after this ban phase. Those 3 maps are going to be the 3 maps in this best-of-3 series. Elevate will choose the first map. Excellence will choose the second. The third map will be the last remaining map. Now, the first map getting banned here is Skyscraper, then Bank, which these are probably, but aside from Coastline, the 2 least played maps here in the Pro League.
And there goes Coastline. Obviously,
Nothing new.
Elevate GG does not want to be bringing us to those DLC maps. Would they ban Border? I doubt it. Consulate.
See, I mean, Skyscraper, Coastline, and Bank, these early bans of these maps was what I was expecting last week. Meaning, we weren't expecting these surprise maps to come out. It was huge play days because it was make it or break it for everyone to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then we saw these coastlines, we saw these skyscrapers come out of the woodworks, and here we've got now the maps being banned out right away.
Yeah, it seems a lot more of a standard set. Now, the pressure's a little bit less than it was in the previous week. However, there's still quite a lot as, you know, while 3 or 4 make it, there's, you know, there's a spot.
You don't want to give that chance, that opportunity that you
want to
won't
win
get there.
this first map or match right off the bat.
So that leaves Border, Chalet, and Cafe Dostoyevsky, last 3 maps. So let's move into the pick phase to figure out just what maps are going to be played in which order and who's going to be starting out on what side.
Now, we did talk about, or we did talk with Excellence Game. We got to get that interview, and we got a little insight into what they've been getting up to. And I would say normally that bringing Elevate GG to Cafe is a tremendous mistake. It's huge, huge mistake. We've seen so many teams try to directly challenge Elevate's knowledge of Cafe and just fall flat on their face. But here, Elevate's actually going to pick Chalet, which is interesting. But despite that, it seems like Excellence have put in the homework to try and learn how it is Elevate GG play, which is the same thing Elevate has done against every team they've gone up against before. So there's going to be a lot of counter-stratting going on between these 2 squads, and I'm really intrigued to see who's going to actually have the leg up in that regard.
I mean, so I think that's exactly what you just mentioned out here. Cafe's coming out from Excellence, which means they've definitely hard counter-stratted that. And it's going to be up to them. They've had 3 weeks to go through last season's VODs, this season's VODs, all over the Cafe maps that Elevate has played.
Yeah, and Elevate's been playing a lot of Cafe.
It's
been one of their more favored maps, and obviously they're really great at it, but all the same, I mean, I really want to see what Excellence has to show us on Cafe. That's going to be a good map.
It is. I mean, Excellence started out defeating Continuum, a team that used to do well on every single map. And then they took on Flipside, 1-2-0 against Flipside on their maps. And so all around, if Excellence has done their homework, which it looks like they had due to the ban phase, we are going to see this be one heck of a showdown. Now, we are going to start off on Chalet. It's going to be our map number 1. Let's head into the game here as we take a look at this series between Elevate GG and Excellence Gaming. Elevate's going to start out on attack, Excellence up on defense, and not much of a surprise here with the operator selections, except for the Buck and Capitao. The Buck's not necessarily a surprise. The Capitao, yes, no, maybe?
I would say Capitao is a little bit of an off pick on this map. However, we have seen specific Capitao fire bolts and smokes really actually lock up a round for the attackers. So I just want to see where Elevate's going to be putting those. That's the important bit, is where do those fire arrows see themselves placed?
Now we are going to spot out the Echo come into play here instead of the Mira, which typically, if they're trying to hold the top floor, we've seen Mira be very useful, especially on the wall. We just saw Echo reinforced, saw Gurmy reinforced facing that master bedroom balcony. But this time around, looks as though we are going to be foregoing that sort of strategy.
Yeah, Excellence going to be opting to try and defend the top very hard with a lot of reinforcements and seemingly also just player presence as a total. Now, every time we've seen this hard upstairs defense throughout Pro League's history, almost every time it's been unsuccessful. It does not really seem to be a favored strategy by a majority of teams, specifically in the Pro League. Obviously, the reason Excellence is utilizing it here is because it worked for them in scrims. So we'll see if Excellence is going to be able to make it or force it out against Elevate. One of the great things about defending the top floor hard as a defender is that the only way the attackers can repel their way up onto this top floor is via the balcony outside of Master. You see Chapstick on right now, and that balcony over by the front door. Meanwhile, the defenders can hold down all of the ladders.
Oh, Gurmy's got a skedaddle on out of the hallway, about to get opened up here underneath by Shuttle.
Yeah, this is a strategy that's been around for a long time. Sticking a buck in big garage and opening up underneath behind Trophy, trying to force out that that singular, usually, defender who holds down this site. And it might actually work here for Elevate. They've really pushed Gurmy into a spot where he doesn't want to be. He's stuck in the hallway, which can be opened up from above.
And that's actually the use of the fire arrow we just saw there. They moved Gurmy into the hallway. You saw the fire arrow come in, I believe that might have been through the kitchen window or the Trophy window.
It could have either been through that or through the little drone hole in Trophy.
True, yes, the drone hole by Trophy.
Either way, it's not going to catch Gurmy. He is actually going to have to have been able to relocate just slightly. Shuttle's going to be looking for him, though, and the drone will spot him out. Unfortunately for Shuttle, Gurmy's still able to relocate.
Now we do have Maman who's down here in the basement, possibly coming up from behind Shuttle. Looks as though a little pick coming out from Nat Geo, not Geo.
Who's actually Geo.
Who is actually Geo. I almost said Nat Geo there.
Yeah, no, that's a good initial kill onto Laxing. That's the Thatchergon, which means any electronics that are still up will remain that way, at least for the most part.
Now, Chapstick has gotten his way onto the balcony here, but he does not have control of the top floor. You've got Geo over in office, and Valkyrie's going to be on those stairwells. They're going to get a nice pinch on Chapstick, should he decide to push in a little bit more. Without that Hibana pick, Chapstick's going to have to expose himself, put himself in a vulnerable position to open up that drop hatch, but England's going to rush inside, try to go for the drop down on the Gurmy, and he'll get the kill. No, that's going to be Skies picking it up as he pushed in right after. They now have control here of the trophy room, and they are going to get that plant down. My man trying to come up from behind to get the shots down, but they've already progressed into trophy. Diffuser will get planted. Now Fox is going to be up inside of the bushes as Brian gets that SMG-11 kill from the kitchen onto England. Comes swinging around there. Skies picks off those shots there onto Brian. Another trade. Fox looking like he gets a kill. No, he does. He wins that MPX kill onto Skies. Last one alive is going to be Chapstick. He drops down into the kitchen. Looks to go for Fox, and it gives away his position. He's now moving away over towards Box. A 2-on-1. You have to get Geo back upstairs in case Fox loses this engagement. They're playing ring around the Rosie right now, going from the trophy room to the hallway. Fox goes for the kill, but misses, and there's not much time left. He's going to get the double kill.
What a
Chapstick with a double kill.
Good job there from Chapstick, playing his role upstairs in the master bedroom. And then once he saw, okay, all my teammates are dead, time to go try and cover the diffuser, he's like, all right, we're going to drop down and rotate on through the main hallway. Now, unluckily for Excellence, we had the Mute play a little bit too passively downstairs and left Valkyrie into that 1 versus 1. I was unable to get the refrag, just a little too slow on that rotation. Although good gunplay there from Skies and Chapstick both to lock that round out for Elevate. The strategy, as you could see there from Elevate GG, was a very simple one. Let's try and get rid of whomever is playing inside the B bomb site. First by moving them out of the B corner, forcing them into the hallway, then by using those fire arrows to try and burn them out. Now that strat unfortunately didn't work, but the simple vault on in through the B window and plant did. Unfortunately, seems like Excellence was not covering that main trophy hallway from the dining table.
Yeah, it looks as though they did not, like you said, miss that opportunity. But we are seeing up here on the round number 2, Gurmy picking up the Jackal, which we've seen Jackal on Bank. Yes, we know he's viable. We've seen him a little bit on Border. Very, very nice as well. We have not seen him, to my knowledge, on Chalet yet. This is going to be our first appearance with him.
Well, it makes sense that we're going to be seeing Jackal played on Chalet. As we've talked about it previously, how the roam game from the defenders is so very important. Maintaining control over the library, where you can see Shuttle right now trying to do just that, at least for the moment, is an incredibly important part of this particular defense. So having Jackal to know exactly where that roamer is in the library is useful.
Now, we typically see Jackal with that PDW, and we're spotting Gurmy here using that C7E. Is that going to sway how he maneuvers through the map here, or is the weapon choice not as significant?
I mean, slightly less pre-fires, of course, because you don't have those 50 bullets in the magazine coming that the PDW has. But it's not really going to affect his gameplay too much. They're both very, very good guns.
Now it looks as though Skies is going to be inside of the kitchen here. Heartbeat sensor in hand, looking at Brian outside of the trophy window. And he's also detected someone up on the balcony. That's going to be Geo. They've called it on out. The C4 might come up through the floor. He's ready to go. He spots one outside. And will he toss it up through? We're going to hold off on it.
He's looking to hook that C4 through the main master balcony window and onto whoever is standing on the balcony. But no, he's actually going to fall down into the basement. I think that might have been a mistake, but it also could have been an attempt at a late roam. No, it was a simple mistake.
Yeah, simple mistake. He fell down through the hole that had been opened up, and he had to rush on back to the site.
Luckily, he's a 3-speed. He's going to be able to do that just fine. Now, 1 minute 30, and Excellence, they are situated around the bomb site, but they haven't done really much to deal with this roam game yet. Laxing and Shuttle are going to be rotating through the basement,
Ooh.
but Foxay is going to take out England. That's just through main door of the lobby.
Wonderful kill there, however. Looks like Shuttle gets taken out by Geo. And we also had a little bit of damage get done to Skies, I think by self-infliction of the C4. He tossed it up, did not get out of the way in time, and I believe that cost him about 70 health. Now we do have about 1/3 of the round left to go. Skies is going to navigate back into the kitchen and get droned out in time. So Geo working his way to try to open up more of the floor here. And they are trying to collapse on the roamers below. That's going to be Laxing. However, Gurmy works his way in, rushes into the dining hall. He's going to pick out 1 kill up on the Skies, now moves over. Chapstick didn't go for a peek here. Gurmy's not going to look in that direction just yet. Tosses out a nade, but instead gets picked off, and that headshot will then dominate the shots there from Chapstick onto Gurmy. 4-on-1. Chapstick trying to hold down the fort. Brian takes 1 kill into Laxing. A 4-on-1. Chapstick not necessarily going to have this in the best opportunity. But looks like Geo's going to land a couple bits of pressure here. Diffuser will go down. Fox spots him out. I wouldn't say quadruple pressure being put down onto him. Fox comes out with the kill.
A nice take there from Excellence. A little bit of an older strategy, but it never really actually got phased out due to not working. It just kind of, people stopped doing it because it was so predictable, which is, hey, let's take control of the lobby. All right, now let's push on in through the main lobby doors into dining table. Okay, we have control of dining table. Now let's plant in in kitchen, or just kill everybody. And that's exactly what Excellence did. As soon as they had control over dining table, it was pretty cut and dry. That was not a really simple attack strategy, but it worked great for them. It also, a little bit there, as you can see, completely navigated around that roam game, which we were seeing from Elevate. And now, neither of these teams unable to defend this trophy. We will have Excellence be the first ones to bring us back to the Trophy Kitchen defense.
Now, I did spot it out in that kill cam of the previous round. I'm digging the Excellence charm.
Yeah,
they have their weapon charm on. One of the 4 weapon charms released in game so far. I believe it is, was it Flipside? It is Penta.
Penta, Excellence, and Vitality, I think?
Yes, Team Vitality.
Seconds left before insertion.
Whatever the case be, some awesome charms for these teams who definitely
5
deserve it.
seconds remaining.
And we are going to get underway with round number 3. Action phase has begun. Fox going to toss out his second black eye. Third one's going to go up through the window here, up onto the chimney. And we've seen that before. It's a very old camera, but also not one that's typically spotted out and destroyed. And it tends to leave its line of sight onto that front lobbyway.
Interesting Claymore there. That's going to be for the run out that might come from the master window or office window, because the rotation back into the bomb site is going to come through those stairs. It also could just be straight up a Claymore to counter anyone running up from the stairs, but we don't see that run out as much. And if you do see it, you see it from, oh, Gurmy going to get lit up from underneath. That's a lot of damage onto the 3 armor, which is going to put him on 1 or 2 shots of HP. That's very important. Despite not getting the kill, it's a good start here for Elevate.
Now, to counter this strategy from Elevate, which again we've called out as an older strategy, still viable, you've got to get some pressure downstairs. And that looks like it's going to be my man's job, but he needs to start laying that down now before the majority of the floor of Trophy gets opened up, and that forces Gurmy to his death. But he's going to waste too much time, and England will be there to get the kill.
Yeah, you can see there all the way across the hall, my man with a nice headshot through the window of the SUV is going to take out Shuttle, and now they have big garage control. Despite losing Gurmy, they are going to have a good sway back in the momentum.
Now, England did spot out my man there. He's going to get droned out as well, so he's going to be shot from behind her, possibly wallbang there.
There it is.
Wonderful kill there by Skies, picking up the headshot there. Now, my man, a 3-on-4. Still plenty of time here for the attackers, but Excellence is going to need to hold down this fort inside a trophy if they want to keep this round in their favor.
A little bit too much of a hard committal there from a man in the big garage.
Yeah, once you get rid of the buck, the destruction is done. You just need to navigate back onto site, regroup your numbers. However, we will spot Laxing. That's the Blackbeard underneath. Now, Gio's trying to tag a couple shots through the window onto Skies, but he's got to be wary because he's going to be fighting 3 speeds. He's going to pop on over, grabs 1 kill there. Can he tag another? England's going to pop in momentarily. No, he's going to smack the kills down. Wonderful shot by England. He's going to take that cover of the gas grenade, hop inside, gets tagged out there by Brian, however. A 2-on-2 now, 35 seconds left to go. Diffuser has been dropped inside of the trophy lounge. Now, Laxing is out on the window. You've also got, that is going to be Chapstick coming through the drop hatch. He's going to drone out one chance before he drops, tries to challenge that kitchen hold from Brian. Fox going to navigate on over as well. Wait for Laxing to push in. Looks as though Chapstick dropped, did not get the kill just yet. Brian will fall. Laxing on 1 health, and Chapstick will go down. Now, 1 bullet here from Fox will finish out Laxing. He's going to rush up forward, goes for the C4 toss, and that will not do the trick, but that will not either. Fox, he's going to go for the kill, and he gets it. Wonderful shot there, and that's going to be Fox A securing this clutch in a 2-on-1. And we are going to have Excellence win round number 3. They're now up by 1 round.
Yeah, and the first successful defense round at that, coming from Excellence. They're looking pretty strong here on their trophy hold. You saw clearly they adapted from what they were doing in the previous defense of that of that trophy, which was as soon as Gurmi died last time, they lost all of their trophy control, all of their B-bomb site control, and Elevate, all they needed to do was vault in through that B window. This time, Excellence placed an enormous amount of pressure onto that B window, as well as just trying to maintain a player inside of B instead of what we saw in the previous defense, which is it's just a great adaptation, understanding the attack strat that's going to be coming from Elevate and seeing what they can do about it.
See, I love the pick here. Like we talked about 2 rounds ago during the first attack round for Excellence. I love the pick from Jackal. It's one we haven't seen before, but I do like the pick from Jackal because to me, they know that Laxing and Skies, or Laxing and Shuttle, are going to be the roamers. They know they've stratted this out. They've counter-stratted this out, we'll say, to then pick out those roamers and identify, okay, they are downstairs. We know for a fact Laxing loves his back staircase. He loves being downstairs in the snowmobile garage and wine cellar.
Well, I also like the fact that it plays into their attack strategy, which is taking control of that lobby. When you have to deal with so many roamers in that attack strat, you have to worry about things coming above you, below you, to the side, by bar. I mean, there's so many factors to take into account there. And that Jackal will help you just kind of mitigate a few of them. Not only does Jackal tell you where the roamers are, but it usually forces the roamers to fall into the basement instead of trying to directly challenge onto the attackers once they've got that Jackal mark. So I think that might just actually be a strategy coming out from Gurmi and Excellence as a whole, is just, hey, let's force these roamers out without actually directly challenging, which is what they did last time. Last time they forced the Elevate roamers, Laxing and Shuttle, to rotate downstairs into the basement and all the way back to site, and they got cut off in that process.
Now, we still do have Shuttle and Laxing on these back staircases. Laxing's going to be at the lower half, and I believe Shuttle walked past him and moved down towards the wine cellar. But if Laxing gets droned out, he's either going to fight or flight, and it looks as though he's typically going to be a fighter. So we'll have to see if Fox is able to help pinch that from above. My man's already on the balcony outside of the Fireplace Lounge, and I believe Gio's up on the balcony as well. He's already managed to get his way inside. Laxing, however, will pick off the kill there onto Jackal. Unfortunately, though, that's Jackal not going to be able to clear out any more roamers here. That's
also the diffuser down in that doorway, as you can see. That's a huge, not only a huge component of the Excellence attack, just defanged, but also wasting a lot of time here. Fox A, as you can tell, has to be very careful as he goes to retrieve this diffuser.
Yep, and Fox is just going to get rid of that barbed wire, make his escape should he need it. But like we said, he got to pick up that diffuser and then move on forward, regroup with his team, and try to pick out the roamers that are no longer, their positions are no longer compromised.
You can see here, we do have Not Geo trying to open up this vertical game for the attackers onto that dining table. Brian, meanwhile, is going to kill Shuttle, who appeared to be peeking up from the bottom west lobby stairs. and that will be the first kill for the attackers. Laxing still playing inside that snowmobile garage, just waiting for the opportunity to take out one of the attackers in the main lobby, as Elevate is conscious that that main lobby attack is the majority of the Excellence strategy.
Now Fox is going to challenge this. He's going to go right on down, trying to bait out the shots. He spotted him out. And this is the kill that he's looking to get. Fox is going to go for the final kill. He's moving on forward with the shots. He tags him on down. No, he missed it. Fox, what are you doing? Pistol kill is going to come out from Laxing, tag him even more down. However, he knows he's frustrated right there. Yeah. He knows that was his kill. My man, however, will move in forward. Gets a double kill onto England and Skies. Last two alive going to be Chapstick. Down in Trophy. They know that for a fact. Laxing underneath. Looks like that SMG-11 will tag my man down. Brian needs to challenge this. 20 seconds left to go. Fox has Diffuser. Now Brian gets picked off as well. And unfortunately, Laxing and Fox are going to trade it on out. Oh. And there is Geo moving in from the windowsill. And that's going to be the round going in favor of Excellence. They're now up by 2 rounds.
By all accounts, we should have had not Geo lose that fight to Chapstick. A nice attempt from Chapstick, but unfortunately, Chapstick didn't check all of his angles before swooping around that corner onto the B window. If he had, he probably would have won that fight. Unfortunately, now a 3-1 lead in favor of Excellence. A couple potatoes here and there, but despite that fact, they have pushed themselves into their, well, their third defense of the wine cellar basement, which is the first time we've seen this exact site played in this map.
And we've seen, I want to talk back at that trophy and kind of what just unfolded there at the last moment. With Chapstick being inside a trophy, we saw him kind of roaming freely, we'll say, around the trophy middle display case. And oftentimes we've seen strategies from teams where they'll leave the trophy window intact, or at least they won't pressure that throughout the round, and then they'll come in the last 15 seconds once the defenders think, oh, there's no one pushing in through there. And that's exactly what I think Geo did. He wasted a lot of time upstairs, came in through the window at the last second, and caught Chapstick off guard because the rest of the pressure was coming in through kitchen.
And now, Excellence, they are going to be bringing a mute. You could tell that they're going to be trying for a little bit of a heavier roam here on the basement, bringing those mute jammers to try and delay the roam clear from Elevate as long as possible.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers must
no real big surprises other than that coming in these operator selections. And as you can see from Excellence, still a little bit of the pressure in terms of their presence upstairs and in the first floor. Looks like Elevate might be trying for a wine cellar intake based on their spawns, and they're sort of situated around that big garage looking to push in through Wine Hall.
Yeah, all the operators are pushing in from that north side. You can see they've brought the Hibana and Thermite. Most likely, if they're pushing the wine cellar, it's to make sure that if one of them dies, it can still open up some avenues on site. But typically, the Thermite generation is more important on a wine cellar hold.
Yeah. Got to get that closet open, assuming the defenders haven't opened it up already. A little bit of a mixed opinion which is the better to do there for defense. They are going to be starting with a clear of the master bathroom and master itself, though. This isn't an attempt to try and deny the roam game for the defenders upstairs.
Now they have my man. They're still going to need to work with the top floor. He's going to be inside of the library. Chapstick droned him out. Fox is now going to regroup with him above the balcony. Now challenging this from a holographic scope, this kind of distance could be beneficial, but also could be detrimental. Shuttle's going to give that up and then move down into the dining hall and kitchen.
It's a difficult shot to hit, to say the least, but with that MPX, you can usually make it happen. Sky is going to start things off with a kill on a Gurmy, and I believe that's part of the roam game. Actually, no, it was not part of the roam game. That was a bandit all the way down in the basement, in the wine cellar. And that's going to actually prompt not Geo to rotate back down into the site, as one of the anchors have been taken out.
Now Fox is pinned here. However, he has not been spotted. So Geo will likely try to be some of the bait from this, but it looks as though Chapstick will move away for now after opening up the wall.
Yeah, you can see here Elevate, they are still trying to pressure onto this roam game as much as possible. Foxay has put himself by the fridge of the main door, and this is a really sneaky spot. It's likely not going to get seen by the attackers, but they're still going to be aware of the roam presence.
My man coming in hard from up top of the kitchen stairs, able to take out Shuttle. That's going to be Buck taken out of commission. Now that's Fox's cue for going for a push. He needs to toss a C4 over the table because right now that's going to be a prone Skies. He gets spotted out. He's seen there. Wonderful kill by Fox. He's going to move in forward. Hibana will take on the trade. A 3-on-3 now. 20 seconds up to go. My man coming in hot from behind. Going to grab that kill into Chapstick, and now that's going to leave Laxing and England last two alive for the attackers. England's inside. So is Laxing. C4's going to come out. Destroys the shield there. My man picking up another kill. That's 3K for him. The Deagle comes out from Laxing with the kill there onto Geo. Last two alive. He's got to go pick up that diffuser, but instead he's going to run on out, play for time. Wonderful job by my man picking up a 3K and winning the round.
That's that Rome game here on Chalet, seeing such fantastic work, and now we're on match point round 6. Now, usually you don't expect to see match points so early in Chalet, but it is happening here. Excellence seeming very dominant on this map. Elevate still struggling somewhat. Now, this was, of course, I believe, Elevate's pick, matter of fact. And if we go to when we go to the second map, it's going to be Cafe. That was Excellence pick. Now, you have to be a little worried here for Elevate GG, because if Elevate's unable to win on their pick, of course, they are very strong on Cafe. And we say, even if you're counter-stratting Cafe for Elevate GG, you have to be conscious of their just raw skill on that map, their understanding of it as a whole, and their ability to mix things up. So, if Excellence manages to win here, they still have a lot to prove on Cafe, even though they were so confident to bring us to that map. We've seen that before from a number of different teams. Hey, we could bring Elevate GG to Cafe. We could do that.
I mean, we saw it in the last series, last week. We saw the 3-match series go on Chalet with, and we were or show on Cafe. We're like, why would you take Excellent or Elevate to Cafe?
Yeah, and it's always actually worked out for Elevate GG. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see exactly what happens on the second map, but Elevate still have the ability to make this comeback happen. They only have to win 3 rounds in a row to bring it to overtime. Anything's possible.
Now we will see Elevate head downstairs to the basement as they are unable to successfully defend that kitchen and trophy after 3 attempts. After 2 attempts. This is going to be their 3rd defensive round. Now Fox going to work his way in from Library, has his drone already in position to make it a quick clear, and allows him to actually gain just a little bit of footing before he hops back on his drone and then continues to clear. Shuttle looking like he might get droned out here on the back stairwell.
So you can see here there's a lot lighter of a presence on the Rome game from Elevate, especially centered around the top floor as compared to Excellence, the previous defense in the last round. But that could work for them pretty well. It looks like they're not going to, it looks like Excellence isn't actually going to draw out Laxing or the Jaeger.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Foxay is going to be spotted out by this default camera. Foxay, though, going to see the default camera, notice that he's been spotted and relocate. That's a good play. Oh, he's actually going to continue to challenge this, and Laxing will see the angle but not hit the shot. Gurmy, meanwhile, taking out Shuttle. That was the player playing in that entranceway on the west side of this stairwell.
Yeah, Shuttle was droned out, and that forced him to navigate on out, expose himself, and we just saw the trade and the collapse upon it.
Yeah, good pressure there.
We do have Gurmy still looking for some footprints. He's going to go and try to challenge Laxing downstairs now.
Now, as opposed to Excellence defense of the basement, with 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go, that's half the rounds, the attackers now have full control over the roam game. There is no roamer for Elevate GG. They're all centered around the basement, and that's a lot of pressure for Elevate.
Now, we do have Excellence pinching Laxing. They know he's in that back corridor. I believe he's just been jackaled out, and they have opened up the bar drop hatch, which means Gurmy's going to go for the shots. He drops Diffuser and loses the engagement. Laxing now controls his own stairs at the moment. A 4-on-4. My man's going to have to go for a pre-fire. He knows that Laxing is going to be here. He's going to shoot and potentially get this shot down. If not, we are going to see Laxing potentially win this round single-handedly by dropping the diffuser right under his feet.
Time is ticking away as my man goes for this drone, and all the drone's going to do is prompt Laxing of the fact that my man knows where he is, and Laxing will just relocate as soon as he sees it. Yep, there it is.
He goes back downstairs now. It's Laxing is one of those players that is going to re-challenge this. He looks up top. There's a nice shot there. Chapstick able to take down Fox, but Brian just wins that engagement onto Laxing. A 3-on-3. Diffuser has been picked up, but there's not too much time. Sky's going to be tucked around inside of the connector. He's going to peek on out with that MP5. It looks as though he might win this engagement. Brian's going to hold the longer angle here. Sky's jumping around, moving away. And we got 10 seconds. And unfortunately, Brian's going to have to move on over. He's going to try to go for this plant here. Nade's going to come on out, and that will force Skies to move on over. Plant will go down. Wonderful collapsing job there by Excellence. They get the plant down with a monstrous 1.5 seconds left to go. Elevate's going to move in forward there inside of the wine cellar. Tag from above by Gio. That's going to be a wonderful shot there and a wonderful kill. You've got Chapstick and Skies. Chapstick going to be inside of the wine cellar. Skies, I believe he's back and tucked away in the garage. Yes, he is. Underneath of the garbage cans. Coming on up the stairs. Looks to tag a couple shots there on my man, but misses. He's now the last man alive. Goes for 1 kill. Tags him down. My man going to come on down the stairs as Gio lights up the wall trying to fight Skies. He's got 2 health. 2 health and a dream, and that's not going to be enough. Gio comes around swinging, and that's going to be the final kill by my man to win round number 6. 5-1 in favor of Excellence Gaming on map number 1 in this best-of-3 series of the playoffs.
Great match from Excellence Gaming. 5-1. What a tremendous score going up against Elevate GG. That is not to be scoffed at. Now, this is worrisome. Again, this first map was Elevate GG's pick. And moving on to Cafe, you have to imagine Excellence has put in a ton of work in counter-stratting how it is that Elevate defends and attacks both on that map.
And we talked about it during the rosters, and looking at the scoreboard, we saw that the scores for Excellence were 7 kills, 6 kills, 6 kills, 7 kills. And that just goes to show how even these players are. Now we're going to take a look at some of the highlights. Trades back and forth across the board. So let's take a look at how this map unfolded under Cholet.
Now this first round was the only round I believe that Elevate actually managed to win. A very concise attack straight in through the B bomb site window with no direct challenge coming out from Excellence. And as you can see there, ended in a clutch by Chapstick. So despite the fact that they won that round, it was still, you know,
it was still favored in Excellence in that round.
After that, Excellence adjusted, as you can see there with the mute play in the B bomb site. They did really put a lot of focus and emphasis on holding down the B bomb site as opposed to their previous first defense of that round, that bomb site.
Yeah, and there were rounds where Elevate got the initial kill.
Our producers are terrible. Why you gotta do this to Foxy?
Unfortunately, there was just a little bit of recoil control missing from Fox's shot.
He's trying.
He tags him down with 1, but misses the heel shot, and it's just a swan song, a little dance back and forth.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, neither came out on top in that round, but that was a good clutch there by Fox coming into the kitchen, tags 1 down.
Yeah, despite the fact that he missed those shots earlier in the map, there was a lot of plays made by Foxy, as we talked about earlier, that actually allowed his team to win the rounds and end this in a 5-1. So still really good play from Foxy overall, and that's the important thing.
Still very good play from overall all 10 players today. We are going to get into our second game here momentarily. It's going to be on Cafe. And Cafe, as we said, if we were just looking at maps played, teams going up against who, this would be in favor of Elevate, typically.
But we did talk to Excellence Gaming in the interview earlier, and they were, Foxy was saying that it does, you know, they are putting in a lot of time watching those VODs and trying to get an understanding of how Elevate plays. So the fact that Elevate's played so many times on Cafe might actually favor Excellence in this instance.
Yeah, and originally, when you have a team that has a 3-week break, such as Excellence has had, to me, I was a little worried they might be a little rusty. And I know teams are often scrimming; they're going through the strides of trying to keep their momentum up and keep their play style up, but 3 weeks is a long time to not play an official Pro League game.
Well, of course, you know, they took a break, got a little bit of a breather, and then after that, you know, they're going to come back at some point. I imagine that break was probably like a week at most.
Yeah.
And they're coming back, and they're going to be going hard in their scrims and their dry runs, trying to prep themselves for this match because they do want to get that nice swift 2-0. And the fact that they had the confidence to pick Cafe against Elevate, and they seem like they really do have the skill to back it up, I think this might be a 2-0 in favor of Excellence.
Very possible, and we're going to get underway with our second map of the day. It's going to be on Cafe between Elevate GG and Excellence Gaming. Let's head on in as Elevate has chosen attack and Excellence has chosen defense. We're now going to see the IQ play come out for the first time this series, and definitely an expected pick, with Valkyrie tossing her cameras out from all different windows throughout the entire map.
Yeah, there's been some great Valkyrie cams on Cafe, outside, and even on the roof. And as you may or may not know, the way that Cafe usually works for the attackers is they put a lot of pressure down from the roof. And having a Valkyrie cam up on the roof itself to gather that information, see how many attackers are on the top floor, is super useful. But yeah, obviously having laxing on that IQ, that's not really going to fly.
Yeah. Now, one of the things we saw, I believe it was Bittersweet GG had originally showed us, I believe that was week number 3 or 4, was the yokai placement of the Echo Drone, or the Echo Drone, the yokai placement on the windowsill, the top of the windowsill on the north end of the map. You can see it zoomed in right here. That was a unique spot that we had both identified as we've not seen that before.
Yeah, it is a very interesting spot to put your yokai drone, and it's super useful as well, because usually when you get someone with that echo, it's not going to, they're not going to be immediately, oh, it's over there. However, now that it's been used once, that is exactly what's going to happen. As soon as someone gets echo, they're going to be like, oh, it's over by the windowsill, it's on top of the pillar, and it's going to get shot pretty much immediately. However, it's a good initial start.
I had actually tested that out and wanted to see how far away that drone actually could disorient a target. You cannot get all the way in the back of Cocktail Lounge.
Oh, there you go. So, okay, a little bit of a flaw for that drone. Good find. Now, LA going to start with some putting themselves on the roof. I like these holes being made by Excellence. That's going to be for C4 coming from below. However, we don't have anyone with a C4 playing below as of this moment. In fact, the only one who could have a C4 apart from Mira, who's not going to be doing that because she's in 3 armor, is Valkyrie. And Valkyrie's playing in Cigar and Piano right now. So, not sure what the plan is with that hole. It might just be to scare the attackers, but it is going to be there nonetheless. It could also be for the late game.
I was going to say late game if the Piano drop hatch has been opened up, but yeah. I don't think it has been just yet.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how they choose to utilize it, but a nice setup nonetheless from Excellence, really trying to cover all their bases. As you can see here, Elevate, they're just trying to pressure into Cigar, and they will successfully take control, but now they have to win the fight with Foxay, who has been spotted out in this minibar of Piano. Wall's going to get opened up behind him, and he will walk right into England's gun. Good play there by Elevate, really reading into the Foxay defense of that Piano.
Now you can see Gurmy using that silenced MP5 to shoot through the little sliver of the Cigar humidor over there.
And one of the reasons that we see so much echo play on this particular floor is you can play him on that A-bomb site, shoot through that little wall. Gurmy with a nice shot onto Laxing. That's the person who dropped through the skylight. But yeah, you could shoot that tiny little wall of Cigar door. And because there's a silencer on that gun, no tracers, which means that the attackers may not know what's happening.
Now, England's going to have to swat away some of that gas grenade as he did inhale it, then backed on over to the Cigar Lounge. It's still, you can see all 4 attackers, though, forcing their way in through. Oh, here's that late game C4 touch. You said it wasn't the Mira, but there it goes. I think it tagged a little bit of England. However, it did not get the kill it needed to.
So the Mira dropped through the freezer drop down in order to rotate downstairs and utilize these holes to try and get this last second hold. And I like this play from Excellence.
Now he's going to have to be wary of that red staircase. With that C4 being tossed out, that now just alerted all of Elevate. Hey, there's a roamer underneath we're going to have to deal with. Some shots are going to come on out. Chapstick will not be gassed out, but he also will not have a lot of health. Les Skies and England both fallen by my man and Gurmy. Last two alive going to be Shuttle and Skies. Actually, Sky has fallen. Chapstick gets taken out of commission by Gurmy. Here's Shuttle, gets the final kill. No, that's Geo getting the final kill there onto Shuttle. We are going to have round 1 go in favor of Excellence.
Really love the destruction that Excellence put onto all the floor across the entire floor. Like, just really tons and tons and tons of pressure vertically there from Excellence, especially the fact that they didn't play okay, so this is really interesting. A lot of the ways that attackers will try to counter set hold, having all those holes open, is they'll play 1 or 2 players downstairs to try and, well, kill the roamers. Elevate, of course, didn't do this, but the preemptive counter that would have worked against a lot of other teams from Excellence was to just say, hey, we're not going to play a roamer downstairs. We're going to have that late rotation for the Mira inside freezer, and I really do like that play. Good reading there from Excellence. Elevate on the other side didn't really put any effort into countering the roam game, into dealing with those holes from below, and they got tore up from below because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I like exactly what Excellence had done. You called it out early on in the round. They said there's only 2 operators for C4. It's going to be Valkyrie and Mira.
Now, it wasn't likely to be a Mira, but it was a Mira.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you had Valkyrie inside of Piano who got pinched, got taken out of commission, and then they're like, okay, they thought the exact same thing we thought. They said, well, the only other operator with C4 is Mira. She's upstairs. She's not going to rotate downstairs and toss
Right.
the C4 up, and there it was.
Of course, the C4 didn't do anything, but it like barely missed all 3 of the
Yeah.
attackers at Cigar.
I
And
want to
of
say
course-
they heard it rip or something, because they
Yeah.
all scattered.
Yeah. Now, whatever the case be, Excellence still did win that round, and now Elevate are going to be onto their defense of this top floor, and it's going to be a very similar setup here. Lots of holes opened up in the floor, same mirror windows for the most part, although I don't think we see that far east mirror window. Not yet, at least. Yeah, no, double mirror window actually on the freezer and bathroom walls. Now, I actually think that might be a tiny bit of a little bit of mistake, a little bit older meta coming out here from Elevate, but we'll see if it works for them.
We're going to spot my man and possibly Geo over here trying to open up the doorways and the windows towards that hallway of white stairs.
Yeah, we are seeing not Geo repelling onto these south windows. This is a little bit different, but it has actually worked for teams like Elevate in the past. Elevate won a cafe map against Continuum, and I think the previous season, utilizing this exact repel, trying to put pressure onto the mirror window inside the bathroom. It's exactly what Geo's going to be doing.
Now, Laxton's going to be on the bottom of the white stairs, potentially trying to rush out here against Geo, but he needs that cover, and I think my man's going to be the one providing it. Geo's then going to navigate off of the windowsill, off of the wall, and move on up towards the top of the roof.
Excellence have control over the piano as well as Cigar, and this is going to be their beachhead, so to speak, their position where they will pivot onto an actual attack into the bomb site. Having both of these mirror windows open thanks to the Twitch and that Blackbeard is going to give Foxay the ability to slowly creep up on the window and try and get the kill on these freezer players.
He's going to look for the shots. He's not going to spot England. England won't go for the peek, but the headshot from Skies, or from Fox onto Skies, will be the first kill of the round, finishing off the Echo. Another one by Fox. Wonderful shot. Now England cannot peek this because Fox knows he's going to be there. He will turn his back, and we will see Shuttle underneath. There's only 2 members left as England was removed from play by Geo. 2 members left here from Elevate, and it's looking like Shuttles and Laxton. Laxton trying to hold down the white backstairs as Shuttles underneath trying to prevent that diffuser from being planted. And there is Blackbeard trying to peek around the back corridor. He's going to go for the shots there, tosses out a flashbang after the shield has been destroyed. He's got to get rid of this barbed wire. And Laxton will now move on over towards the plywood, towards that drywall. And Geo puts on his second shield. Diffuser will go down. Wonderful job there. Fox still holding on to this pinch. Shuttle will go down. Last man alive is going to be Laxton. He's going to tag 1 kill, but then get taken out immediately by Geo. Round number 2 will go in favor of Excellence, and they are proving they know what to do on Cafe against Elevate.
Yeah, some wonderful gunplay there from Foxay, and really redeeming himself from that little potato earlier on Chalet, showing us that he is a fantastic player and now putting it in a 2-0 lead in favor of Excellence. Now, last time Excellence started up with a lead, it was on Chalet, just the map that we watched prior, and they managed to walk away with that lead. The only round they lost was the very first round of the map. Now, it's worrisome here. What we're seeing is Elevate really did get kind of picked apart on that defense. And I don't want to point the finger at one particular thing, but you could kind of say that the fact that they didn't have that mirror window deep inside of the freezer, instead putting a double mirror window onto the bathroom and freezer wall up close on the westmost side of the building, I feel like that kind of worked against them. We did see the mirror window on the east side come from Excellence on their top floor defense, just not Elevate. And that meant that as soon as the initial mirror window got opened up, they had to fall off of both.
Yep. And, I mean, what we saw there, what I think we're going to see here, actually, what I think we're seeing here is might be a 5-man off-site strat, because we've got that castle who typically reinforces the, basically secludes the train room from mining and fireplace. And we'll have to see if anyone's going to stay on site. Right now we see smoke. I believe that's going to be Brian, but everyone else looks like they're going to be top floor. Okay, so they will not be going a 5-man off-site strat. They are going to keep 1 man on site. Looks as though that might be Brian. Gurmy's going to be upstairs in that corridor, in the little corner of Piano, facing the cigar lounge.
Elevate, starting it off slow. Just trying to get themselves onto the roof. You can see Laxing on that west balcony. He's going to be putting pressure onto the main site window. However, it's been castled up, so in order to apply said pressure, he's going to need a teammate to open it for him or just get that 11 melee down onto the castle, which is dangerous because you then have to worry about C4. Foxay going to blow his load a little bit too early there, and now he's going to have to play a little bit more passively inside the Scar room.
Oh, almost got the shot there onto Buck, but the wall is soft and Buck will fire back. And Fox will go down yet again early on in the round. He used up about 1 minute of the defenders of the attackers' time. Tossed out a C4, again unsuccessful. However, they are still going to be here holding down what they can of this top floor. My man's going to be the last man standing topside as Gurmy has retreated back down the back stairs. And man also got the call. He's going to go all the way downstairs, try to go for the peek there, possibly onto Blackbeard on the windowsill or on the rappelled on the wall, but I don't think he's there anymore. I think he navigated up top. We're watching him now up at the top of the red stairs.
Reloading.
Now, top floor control has been gained here by Elevate, and this is going to be a little bit of a pinch, we're going to say, onto Gurmy.
So a little bit of a failed roam on the top floor from Excellence. Now Elevate have full control, as well as a man advantage here.
Now Gio's going to be underneath of Skies. Skies going to most likely hop over the banister, move on down and take out Gio here momentarily. Skies is trying to get a little bit more intel with his drone here, but underneath, I believe that's going to be my man trying to cover the half stairs. With 40 seconds left to go, Sky's going to open up the drop hatch into reading and then move on over. Looks like the laundry hatch where he's potentially going to drop in. Looks like Brian gets taken out of commission after getting Shuttle killed off here. Laxing picks up that trade, and a 4-on-3 is going to ensue. 25 seconds left to go. Sky's looking to get this shot down onto the castle, who's now navigating outside onto the red carpet. That's that pillar dining room. They're going to be looking in. The castle barricade's still there. Chapter's going to drop. Gurmy's going to be there to tag 1 kill. Can he tag another? No, my man's going to pick up one. Gio gets another before he gets taken out. Gurmy and my man last 2 alive against England, who is the only one, and he will try to place that diffuser down. My man says no with authority, and he will get that round 1. 3-0 now for Excellence Gaming.
Excellence seemingly very dominant here on Cafe, and this is not what we've seen many times before. We almost never see Elevate struggle to win these rounds on Cafe of all maps. Now this is looking very, very scary for Elevate GG. You saw there, so what happened in that last round? The initial roam from Excellence upstairs, that Valkyrie was unsuccessful in its entirety. It neither wasted time nor did it get a kill. Yet despite that fact, Elevate spent almost the entire round trying to take control of the top floor, even though there was only 1 roamer upstairs who had already been swiftly dealt with. After they took control of the top floor, they opened up the holes and they started getting pressure on, but they only attacked into the bomb site with 40 seconds left to go. And during that attack, Excellence collapsed onto it and won their fights, resulting in what we see now here, a 3-0 lead in favor of Excellence Gaming.
I think what Excellence did there that not many other teams do, and I think what other teams can take away from that is once you forego your initial strategy, you have a fallback strategy. You need to have a secondary strategy, and Excellence did that. Once they lost Fox, they realized, okay, let's back on out, let's get back onto site, get our secondary contingency positions, and that worked for them. And they're able to do that very successfully, and that's something that teams need to step their game up on. If you're an up-and-coming team, you need to make sure you have contingency plans, because I guarantee you, not every round is going to go the way you expect it to.
Like this camera here, this is a roof camera that doesn't see a lot of play, actually. Usually it'll go on one of the other trees, but the position that this camera's on means that it's going to be a little bit harder for Excellence to spot. Now you can see Gio pressuring onto this east balcony. Interesting game he's playing here. Looks like he's trying to pinch with his teammates onto any potential roamers on the top floor.
Now my man looking to trying to get into the piano room. It's Skies. He's going to be the only roamer topside. He's there inside of the cocktail lounge hallway.
Gio droning for himself here, looking for any of the roamers, and he's not going to see Skies playing in that hallway. He might actually get caught off guard here by the Skies roam momentarily.
Skies going to navigate on over. Gets called on out here by my man. Gio will follow up with his own drone, and that forces Sky out of position down the stairs towards the laundry room.
And you can see here, Excellence, they have full control of the top floor now, and they know it. Very efficient droning, and is going to result in Sky's falling off without an actual direct challenge.
Oh, now Fox and Sky's going to go for an engagement here. Looks like Fox still trying to get the shots down. He gets the headshot without taking too much damage. He's going to walk away with about 70 health. Still plenty of health to go for another engagement here later on in the round. A 4-on-5 now in favor of Excellence.
Good start for Excellence. Now, of course, the pressure is really on to Elevate GG. They've got to feel this. They've got to feel it slipping away from them here. I mean, let's be honest. They've only won one round so far in this best of 3, and it's not looking good. They've got to get this win, at least one of these next 2 rounds, in order to deny a 10-1.
Now, Gurmy is going to hop on over the banister here, looking towards Shuttle, who's inside of the hallway. Couple shots going his way as Fox looks like he might to push in. He's got to go up the half stairs. Fox tags a kill there onto England. Shuttle trying to get the trade from above or from the side, but misses his target. Gurmy wins that engagement as Laxing kind of comes on out from the reading room. And he will take down Fox. Now Gurmy picks up the trade. A 4-on-1. Chapstick, last man alive, huddled inside of the fireplace lounge. And we are going to have the drop from my man into the train room. He's now looking left, right, left, right. Who's he going to see? My man moves on over, and he misses his target, but Gio is there to get the trade. Wonderful collapse there. Excellence walks away with a 4-0 lead at the moment. They're now 1 round. Listen, 1 round away from securing their position at LAN.
So for the most part, a lot of these polls, a lot of the polls that we've been referencing have been in favor of Elevate GG, but Excellence seeming almost totally dominant here in this match.
They're seeming almost unbeatable. I mean, there's not much that...
They've already torn through 2 of the North American Titans, Continuum Flipside, and now going up against Elevate, it seems like it's going to be another absolute decimation. Elevate's got to step it up here. I believe in Elevate GG. If there's a team who can make this comeback and who can adapt to, you know, get the win here, it's going to be Elevate GG.
Now, it is almost like a Cinderella story, if you will. We've got Excellence, who ultimately didn't do so well during Season 1, destroying 2 previous Titans, as well as potentially here onto Elevate. And then, who knows, even onto VG if they both make it to LAN.
Yep. Now, Elevate, they really just need to plant their feet in the ground, and they can absolutely do it here on this round. They will be attacking onto the top floor defense, which was the first defense we saw played by Excellence. It was a pretty decisive win for Excellence, despite the fact that a lot of their balls didn't hit the mark. Most notably that C4 coming through the piano floor. But Elevate's now going to be conscious of that and be wary of it moving forward in this attack. Now, of course, Elevate first step is going to be getting onto that roof, although it looks like Skies might be pressuring onto this main lobby. Don't see this very often, but it has worked before. And Skies is going to be going in here with, as you can see, drone coverage from his teammates, trying to get any early kills that he can onto the roamers, which don't exist. We talked about this before. Excellence, they do have the roam game downstairs, but they do it very late. They'll open up the drop downs and then rotate as they need. Foxay still playing inside that piano. Last time he was unsuccessful here, but he's probably not going to get himself trapped in by Minibar this time.
Now, my man was just spotted out on those back stairs. He was the closest one to being called a roamer. However, he's now back on site right next to Gurmy. And like you said, they do go for this late roam game. That's why Skies has positioned himself inside of the train room. He's waiting for that to happen. He's waiting for someone to try to drop on in, go for that C4 toss like we saw previously. Now, England is going to hold on to that diffuser and push his way into the top of the red stairs. Not necessarily the smartest person to, or not the smartest position to be in with the diffuser, but he's got the help of Thermite, who opened up the piano wall. Now, they are going to push their way into the cigar lounge. And England right now, he has been spotted out here by Fox on the drone or on the Valkyrie camera.
Fox still has control over this piano, and he's wasting so much time here for Elevate.
Oh, he's going to push it. Oh, just Fox narrowly
I
missing
don't
the
think
shot.
Elevate knows.
He moves on over. No, the pre-fire.
what a
What just
shot.
happened there? Wonderful job. England didn't even know it. He was just pre-firing the corner. Wonderful collapse there, and unfortunately, Fox just poor timing. He also gets taken out, but now he lasted 2 minutes this time. A 5-on-4 now. 60 seconds remains. Gio's going to go for this late game roam. However, we still have Skies, who's inside of the hallway here by Trophy.
Actually, he's rotating
by
back
Train.
up. That means the roam game will be successful in all likelihood from Gio.
He's actually going to take a larger or a longer avenue going in towards the bar corridor and moves on over, tosses the C4 up, misses a target, and he's now underneath. Now, I like that because that doesn't necessarily give away his position. That C4 could have come from the freezer. It could have come from the cocktail lounge. And so, therefore, we still might have Gio in a very peculiar position, a very successful and necessary spot. We're going to go for the plant here momentarily. England gets spotted out there. Some shots going through. Chapstick, he's trying to move in forward, trying to come up. Laxton gets a double kill into Gurmy, and Brian tries to come out with a pistol kill. Shuttle's going to steal that kill, now moves on over. Skies picks up the final kill there into Gio. We're going to have round number 5 going into the hands of Excellence, or sorry, into the hands of Elevate. They finally secured 1 round here, but they have 3 more to go to take it to overtime.
The collapse from Elevate, wonderfully calculated there. They simply rushed in, as Elevate has done in the past, and they're really good at that. They're good at just applying spontaneous pressure, just saying, all right, everybody, go, 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 all as a team, and winning their fights. And Elevate, they now put themselves their 2nd round win of this best of 3. They have to get 3 more, though, to bring it to overtime. So Excellence have to be feeling pretty confident here in this position.
They do. I mean, they've got their cream of the crop, their pick of the litter. Basically, is they're able to now choose whatever bomb site they want. They're able to choose whatever attack strategies they want. They know what the next bomb site's going to be. So, this is how we're basically going to unfold. Is Excellence is now going to have 3 rounds to play their game.
Yeah, they can do whatever they please. However, Elevate, again, I've talked about it before. If there's a team that's going to make this comeback, it's going to be Elevate GG. Will they be able to, or will they not be able to pass the test of these next 3 rounds?
10 seconds to go.
Sky is going to be seemingly roaming pretty hard downstairs, although he still has time to rotate back up. And yep, there we go. We will see the rotation back up. That makes a lot of sense. Having someone down in the bottom floor is a roam game that can work on Cafe, but it's also very risky. As you can see here, the mirror windows have completely shifted in that there are none. They've instead opted to reinforce that bathroom wall and the freezer wall, because they know, well, I mean, what did we see from Excellence the last time Elevate went upstairs? We saw Excellence use those mirror windows against Elevate GG to get 2 initial kills to open up the bomb site for their main push. So that's Elevate just saying, nah, not doing that anymore.
Don't need it.
Yep. And we'll see if that's actually going to play against Excellence. It might just be instead that they use their Thatcher to get rid of the bandits, and then they use the Hibana to open up the same holes and then do the same thing over again. Just play the same exact angle into the freezer. Fox A was really good at playing that angle last time.
Now we are going to have each and every member from Excellence on this top floor, on top of the roof. This is looking like it might be a very quote-unquote standard, except for my man here, a very quote-unquote standard push from the red stairs. We aren't seeing the rappels onto the east windows, going to be on the side of the A bomb site. We aren't seeing necessarily anything else other than let's take our spearhead, let's go through our normal positioning of the top red, push into push into piano, and force our way into the bar.
Seems like a very standard attack here from Excellence. Just going to be pushing into that red hallway, later into the piano, using that small Hibana hole. Don't really need a thermite, you can prone it.
Now there are 3 roamers from Elevate. They're going to be underneath. It's going to be Laxing, Chapstick, and Sky. And Fox just trying to get an idea on where everyone is. The gas grenade's going to come out, and that is going to smoke Fox out just a little bit, take him down about half health. He's going to hop off drone, move back a little bit, and then re-engage. He's going to spot shuttle there. That's going to force him to move over. Gio going to go for a couple pop shots towards him. But again, you got to be wary of these 3 roamers. 2 of them, potentially 3 of them have C4. That bandit has a potential to get C4. We don't see it often, Oh no, and he's going to have that barbed wire, so Laxi going to move on back up the stairs. Chapstick going to be on the back stairs as well. He's now progressing up this washroom corridor, which is going to be held down here, I believe, by Gio.
And you can see here Gio, who has with his teammate Hibana, has opened up this hole, and now is going to be saying that again, applying that same exact pressure. The grenade even going to come out this time, but it's actually going to get tucked behind the barrel and will do very little damage to England.
Now, it's almost like a stalemate happening here. There's 25 seconds left to go, a 5-on-5. First kill is going to be from Laxing onto Fox on the back stairs. Wonderful corridor shot. Now we are going to see this unfold here. 15 seconds left to go. Gio still trying to hold down the smoke, but the smoke doesn't need to push. He has a soft angle on the doorway. Blackbeard's going to have to make a push here momentarily. My man drags one down almost, but misses his target. Chapstick shuttle coming up large with a double kill. C4 kill from Chapstick, and it will go round number 6 into the favor of Excellent, or Elevate, as England gets that final kill onto Gurmy.
A good defense there from Elevate, and now it is looking like they might be able to make this comeback happen with their second successful round in a row. They seem to have reestablished control over that top floor, whether it be on attack or defense, and they're just not peaking the angles that they were previously. I mean, last time we saw 2 people get kicked off really easily from Excellence straight through that mirror window in the freezer. This time, despite the hole being opened via the Hibanas and Thatchers, and even a Blackbeard in this instance playing that angle, who arguably has a better chance of getting kills from said angle, we just did see Elevate peek onto it. They played very safe, and you can see as soon as they did that, now they have an even man count. All they have to do is hold the angles and wait patiently for Excellence to make their push. They did that, and they win a round. Now we are looking like it's just 2 rounds away from Elevate making their comeback.
I know.
Overtime.
I mean, as we watch this comeback unfold, I'm reminiscing about Season 1, the first matchup between Elevate and Continuum, where Elevate was up 4-0. Continuum came back to win 6-4 on Cafe. So I think Elevate might be trying to do the exact opposite. They might be trying to come back here and win this 6-4 potentially.
Attackers have recovered their diffusers. Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
So those holes, by the way, if you're wondering, shooting those holes is going to give a sound prompt to Shuttle as he plays on top of the A bomb site, or sorry, Gurmy, excuse me, as he plays on top of the A bomb site. That's going to give him just like a little bit of a, hey, if they're repelling, I'm going to be able to hear them nice and clear. Also breaking the window behind it and making it as small as possible, just shooting through the same hole over and over again.
Now we are going to have this drop hatch get opened up here, and Sky's looking like he was already in a bit of an engagement here with Fox. Fox gets droned out, moves over towards the train room, and he realizes that he is being herded over. So he's going to wait. He does not need to engage Skies here, but it looks like he might.
This is very smart from Foxy. Despite the fact that he's being collapsed upon right now, he has done a lot of damage to Skies. More importantly, his roam game in the piano has thus far been completely unsuccessful. Just dominant, like, regardless of whether or not Excellence won the round on that upstairs defense, every time he's gone into piano, he's done 0 work. So now, him playing inside of the train room, he's at least delaying slightly.
Now, he does have Gurmy's drone to help identify, hey, Fox, guess what? They're collapsing onto you. Fox now knows, okay, it's all clear for the moment. I believe Gurmy's drone may have been destroyed there, and unfortunately, that's going to be the Yokai not able to be useful towards the later moments of the round. But Fox still going to tuck himself in here. He's having trouble trying to get rid of the drone. However, Laxing does pick up that kill there with the AUG onto Not Geo. Now Skies will go for this engagement. He's going to be seen and taken out of commission. Wonderful shot there. England tries to go for his own kill. The reload comes out at a wrong time. And unfortunately for Fox, Shuttle's able to swing around and pick up the trade immediately, leading into a 3-on-4.
Yeah, Excellence on the defense here. They still have a whole minute they have to hold out against the Elevate onslaught. As Elevate now are positioning themselves to push straight on in through the Cigar. The first initial gas canisters are going to come out to delay this as long as possible.
You ready to see the flashbangs come on out? Shuttle's going to be most likely the first one to engage. He's going to rush in forward. England's going to follow suit. The diffuser will most likely go down here between the bar and B site, but they will need to stop Gurmy. Gurmy's going to be sitting long range with that MP5 SD. Gas grenade again going to come out. That's the second of 3. Brian's now moving a little bit closer. And he will try to hold down. 30 seconds remains. And you can see all 3 members from Elevate, 3 out of the 4, going to be here. Now here comes the push. They're going to move in towards Bar. Drop shot's going to come in from Laxing. He gets another kill there. However, Shuttle gets taken down. Brian will be removed, and Laxing picking up 3K. We are going to have my man last man alive. He's just going to turn around, tags a shot down. Wonderful job. 10 seconds left to go. My man swinging on over. He's looking to get the shots down to Shuttle. I think he injured him. Last man alive is going to be Laxing. Looks as though Plant has not gone down, and so Laxing is going to try to test. He looked for it, he misses the target. He's going to get the kill. It's my man. Wonderful shot there, just playing the cards right. He's going to win this round, and that's going to be Excellence winning this over Elevate. 5-2 on Cafe. That is map number 2, and that is a LAN event spot, a LAN spot secured for Excellence.
My man absolutely clutching that round out for his team. If it weren't for him coming from Piano, coming from that cigar room at the later end of the round, it would have almost certainly have been an Elevate win, and they would have been just 1 round away from getting that overtime on Cafe. But alas, Excellence, and congratulations to them, will be getting that 2-0.
One of the 2 undefeated teams so far coming out of the North American scene, VG being the other one, winning 4-0 out of the group stages. We're going to see their game later on this evening, and they might walk away with a 2-0 victory as well, but it's going to be hard fought because they are going up against Flipside.
Yeah, and let's take a look at some of the highlights from that previous map played, this Cafe. It was a tough one, definitely. Excellence, I think you could honestly attribute a lot of this to the fact that Excellence got such an enormous lead early on in the map. The adaptation from Elevate started to come out towards the end, and you could see they really should have won that last round, but because they didn't account for that rush from the White Hall all the way into Piano and then later Cigar from a man, they just had one little thing unaccounted for. Because of that, now they did lose the map.
Yep, I mean, the only thing that needed to change was Laxing potentially staying up on that windowsill.
Yeah, arguably.
But I mean, he had picked off Brian. He moved on over. So yeah, it is very arguable to say, okay, all you need to do is keep Laxing up there. Yes.
Yeah, it's a difficult quandary, but I think, you know, again, there's a lot of the fact that they didn't have any pressure onto Piano later into that round. It allowed my man then to maneuver as freely as he wanted to. I mean, 4 players alive, and they're all inside of Cigar. Or sorry, not inside of Cigar.
Here's the final kill from my man, securing the LAN spot there from Excellence Gaming. Wonderful job there. 2-0 victory in favor of Excellence.
Yeah, and they will be feeling very confident going to LAN now.
They've got to. They've got to be feeling confident, and they're going to be watching this next game, our next game of the evening, very closely, because one of them is going to be their opponent, and it's going to be between Vertical Gaming and Flipside Tactics. That's our second series of the evening, our second playoff game of today. And ladies and gents, we are going to take a short break while we get the teams and everything unfolded, and we start getting them into the lobby and everything ready for you guys. So please bear with us, stick with us for a few more moments, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the 6th evening here for the Rainbow Six Pro League of the North American scene. My name is Sean Bloodbath Rosenbaum. Here is Kickstar, and we just got done witnessing a very dominating force there by Excellence Gaming.
Yeah, they've been seeming very dominant throughout the entire Pro League thus far this season. And they're continuing that into the playoffs, going against Elevate GG. I mean, the Elevate GG is not a team you expect to be getting 2-0'd.
No.
And not that decisively as well. Only 3 rounds won.
Was it 10-3?
Yeah, it was a 10-3. Only 3 rounds won for Elevate GG, so that's just abnormal. One of the first players on Orbit Season 1.
He was rotated
he
on...
He took the place of Justin.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, a little bit of backwards knowledge there, but we are going to get underway with Vertical Gaming, our first roster here between this lineup. It's going to be King George, Avian, Young, Slashhug, and Eclipse.
Yeah, and Vertical Gaming has got to be very, very... I mean, all of these players have been here for as long as you could possibly imagine. And they really do have a lot of experience under their belts. Now, King George was talking about the experience earlier, and if there is a team that you're going to point to and say, okay, they know what they're up to, it's going to be Vertical Gaming. Same thing goes for Flipside, though. So if that will play into their advantage, we'll find out. I mean, I think it's probably just going to be an evenly matched, going forward here.
Yeah, I mean, the 10 players, these 5 as well as the 5 on Flipside, know each other very well. They've played each other. I'm sure that these teams scrimmed each other throughout the season because they were in the different group stage brackets. So these players are basically know each other so well that it's going to be a very close matchup.
Yeah, I mean, King George previously played for Flipside. There's a lot of even Slashhug for a time technically did play for Flipside. He tried out for them, I believe. There's been a little bit of a mix and match here on between both of these squads. There's obviously a very, very friendly rivalry going on here. However, the friendliness is off the table. We're talking about making it to LAN out of your first match in the playoffs or not. So I do think that it's going to be a little bit of a vicious down in the dirt sort of match.
Yeah, I mean, yes, friendly rivalry aside, these guys are out for blood. They need to get the win. They need to get that spot for LAN, and that is what today is all about. We've got Excellence Gaming already secured their spot in the previous series. This series is going to be determined over the next short hour or 2, depending on how the matches flow. Yeah,
now obviously Flipside did have a little bit of a bumpier go making their way into the playoffs. Vertical, of course, 4-0 in the playoffs, or sorry, not in the playoffs, excuse me, the group stage, making their way here. So they've been, as of yet, undefeated. Flipside, on the other hand, they had to come in through the decider match. And beating out Continuum, they did a very good job of that, but they still lost the match. And they are finding themselves here now in the 2nd seed.
Yep, and I believe it was Vertical Gaming played 2 weeks ago, so they've had a typical 2-week break to kind of get things back underway. Flipside, however, has had to go in that extra play day. They had to fight last week to be here this week, and so I don't know how much time they've had to strictly look into VG's gameplay, look into their VODs, and I mean, I believe they have coaches, or a coach that does that as well, but ultimately that's something that can be a factor in today's gameplay. Now, we are going to get underway with our next interview. It's going to be with Mint from Flipside. Mint, I have to ask you, have you gotten as much flack for smacking the booty as I have? We're just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I kind of knew that question was coming, but absolutely I have. Every time I stream, that's the first thing I hear.
I don't think either of us are going to live that down the rest of this season. But no, I did just want to ask you about today, and we just mentioned it just moments ago, about the preparation for today and about how well you know Vertical Gaming and the players on it. What sort of direct, we'll call it, strategy or counterintelligence has you been able to gather, or is it just a matter of you know these players so well that you know what to expect?
Yeah, we definitely know them very well. We were scrim partners in the beginning. We scrimmed every map, so we basically know what each other does. So it's pretty much going to be about who's changed things up the most and who's most confident, and we'll have to see what's going to happen on what maps we end up playing on.
So not to change subjects to the previous matchup, but with Excellence, a team that you had previously lost to earlier this season, were you expecting the outcome that we just saw between them and Elevate?
Honestly, not to that extent, but I did see Excellence winning. I think they put more work into it than any other upcoming team. I think they definitely earned it and deserved their spot.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up before we close out here today?
No, just thanks for all the support, Flipside fans, everything. Appreciate it. Hope we put on a good match.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mint, for your time, and good luck to your team today.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. There it is, another team that has their charm out in the game. There's Mint, though. And here's our roster.
Yeah, Mint, Bojoman, Hot and Cold, otherwise known as Hotten, Adam, and Chala is going to be the Flipside Tactics roster. They made a number of changes in the past, but have remained pretty true to themselves. And this is a team that they are so consistent in their gameplay, in their strategy, and the way they conduct themselves. And I think that actually has played very much in their favor in these later seasons. Having that consistency really shine through for them.
Yeah, I think the consistency, the fluidness we see these players play with, the ability to adapt mid-round if needed, is something that is not as prevalent in other Pro League teams as it is with this 5-man squad.
Yeah, one of their newer players, Chala, also has been really stepping it up for them and showing that he deserves the spot that he has gained on Flipside Tactics. This is, of course, one of his, I think he's a little bit of a newer player to the Pro League as a whole, but he's definitely shined through. Overall, great, well-rounded roster. Mint, very well-conducted. Bojoman, very slow and strategic. Hot and Cold with those aggressive plays. Adam, again, a well-balanced player. I mean, you can see him here playing Ash and Smoke both. He's got that aggressive play as well as that being able to, on defense, lock out those lanes very well. And then Chala, just excellent gunplay coming from him specifically.
Yeah, we have actually seen over the course of this season a change in role for Adam. Originally, when we spoke to Flipside during Playday #1, we asked about the roster changes, and they said they brought on Adam. It was kind of an easy pickup because they knew him, they knew his play style, and they liked the fact that he was able to play on-site and be very consistent at it. He's since rotated off, and he's now one of their quote-unquote entry fraggers or quick fraggers. We see him playing Ash with that favorite operator, and Chala on the flip side was actually brought onto the team to be that primary fragger, be that entry fragger, and as you said earlier, he has held that up very well.
Yeah, Flipside got to be feeling good about this match, especially after just coming off a victory, beating out Continuum in the Decider match.
Yes.
Now that was, you didn't get to see it. I would highly recommend you go back and you check the VODs or check the YouTube video because that was one of the best matches we've seen in the Pro League this entire season throughout every region.
Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the 5 top plays that I think the Rainbow Six Twitter account tweeted out earlier today, but a part of me feels like 3, maybe 4 of those plays might be from that matchup.
Just from that one exclusively. We saw so many clutches and just fantastic plays from both teams. And obviously, we did have Flipside come out on top. But let's take a look at the ban phase between Flipside and Vertical and see where it is we're going to find ourselves playing today.
Now, since Flipside is the seed #2 coming out of Group A, they are going to ban first. Vertical Gaming picks up the second ban, seeing as how they are the top seed coming out of Group B. Now, this is kind of what we talked about before, is these two teams, yes, they've played each other numerous times, they've been scrim partners, but it's been outside of this season. This season, this is going to be the first time that we've witnessed these two teams playing together.
Well, no, actually, these two, I think what Mint was talking about there is that they were scrimming against each other throughout this season because they're in different groups.
Yes.
So the way it works in the North American scene is usually when you're in the other group, you'll look at you can't scrim with anyone in your group because you gotta play against them immediately. But then you got to look at okay, well we got to scrim these guys over in the opposite group, and I'm sure these guys have had some great scrimmages. But now because of that, they're gonna have a good deep understanding of how each of these teams play against each other.
I'm liking the Oregon ban. I'm liking the Cafe ban. Bank ban, I mean, we know, I thought that was actually a vertical map.
Well...
Or, no, I'm sorry. No,
arguably, it's both. You're going to see probably both of them be pretty comfortable on Bank, but... in the past of Vertical, it hasn't been, but with King George being brought onto that team, I think that he's probably fleshed out the map options for Vertical. You know, obviously the leadership that King brings to that team has actually shined through quite a lot for them.
Now the final ban, looking like it's either going to be a Coastline or Skyscraper ban. One of those two maps will get put into this best-of-3. And there's going to be the Coastline.
I have to imagine it's Coastline. Yeah, Vertical's not gonna be Flipside to Coastline when that is one of the reasons that Flipside beat out Continuums because they were so proficient on Coastline. They had practiced it so well. So obviously Vertical's not going to be not happening.
Not going to do it. So that means Skyscraper, Consulate, and Chalet are going to be our 3 maps of the evening for this best-of-3 series. Now, I have to say, Skyscraper first came prevalent in the Pro League due to the North American scene, and I believe it was these 2 teams that picked it up and ran with it. I remember the Monty strats we used to see Vertical Game throw out in Season 4, or during the 6th Invitational.
Yeah, both of these teams are going to be comfortable in all likelihood on Skyscraper. I'm guessing that one of them has, I'm imagining that Flipside is probably putting in a lot of practice there,
Yes.
going to try and actually want to bring us there. No, actually, initially they're going to start with Consulate. Interesting, maybe it's Vertical who let that slide through. Whatever the case be, both of them will be comfortable on Skyscraper, I'm sure. Chalet also going to be one of those maps that both teams are comfortable on. That is actually where a lot of the matches that these teams have played against each other have been played on Chalet, because it's one of the older maps, one of the more competitively viable maps from the ages past, and it will be our decider map in this instance, as Vertical has opted to go for Skyscraper. So they have obviously practiced on Skyscraper quite a lot.
Definitely. And the Chalet map being the decider match, I think, is a culmination of, we have these 2 Titans, these 2 teams that have been around since Season 1. They know that map very well, almost like the back of their hand. And it's impossible to say who would win that decider match should it come to it. But we are going to get underway, ladies and gents, as we dip into our first map of this series. It's going to be here on Consulate. So let's move in momentarily to the operator selection choices of the 2 teams, Flipside and Vertical Gaming. Again, this is map number 1 of our final series tonight. Winner of this will go on to play Excellence in the winner's bracket of the playoffs. However, all you need to do is win and you make it to LAN. If you lose this, you will fight against Elevate GG, and the winner of that series will then also secure that 3rd and final spot to Cologne, Germany.
So, not quite as much pressure as we had last week, but still a lot of pressure to try and get the initial win here. Vertical Gaming and Flipside both going to not want to go up against Elevate GG. You know, there's an extra little hurdle that neither of them really wants to deal with. We are going to have VG starting in the top floor here on their defense, and they are actually going to reinforce the B wall. We've seen 2 different ways of defending the B-bomb site, one being opening up the wall intentionally, and then trying to play from, this is an interesting bear trap here.
10 seconds left.
Okay, just a little bit of a wasted.
No, he's still trying to lay it down. I don't think I've seen many players actually hop onto this desk before.
It might be,
Bomb diffuser. Attacker's objective is to
I was going to say
We're gonna keep
maybe
a
in
close
an
eye on
attempt to
that.
try and counter the anti-C4 play, because one of the things you're going to do if you know someone's C4ing from below is vault up onto a desk, because that's going to negate the C4. However, unless Bandit has a C4, there is no C4 on the defensive lineup right now, so I'm not sure what the plan is there. Although I would love to talk with Slashug about it later, and see exactly what he had to go going into that thought process.
Now we are going to see Flipside try to push into this corner office. Chala's going to be the Blackbeard on this windowsill. Looks like he's going to challenge Avian and actually get the win, get the shots down. Hot and cold there, also picking up a kill onto King George. This is looking like a very quick round potentially in favor of Flipside.
Yeah, Flipside just poking holes in through the windows and getting the picks that they need.
Now the Super 90 on Frost is not a typical pick anymore. Used to be a guaranteed choice of weapon,
Wow.
but that's not what we have seen lately.
The weapon used to be called the Sniper 90, and since then has been nerfed, yeah, it is an interesting pick.
Now Eclipse going to get a couple bullets tagged down. I believe that was from the Skylight here. It looks like Mint looked his way forward. Young, though, will take out Hot and Cold. Chala gets a trade on the Slash, though. And as we have Young pushing on out, Adams there to turn to the side and pick him off. Eclipse, though, will get Mint down. And the last final kill will be Chala grabbing a 2K, finishing off Eclipse. And that will be round number 1 going to Flipside Tactics.
Good round there to Flipside. However, kind of have to hand that a little bit to Vertical Gaming. The fact that VG peaked so very aggressively onto the Flipside holds. I mean, all Flipside really had to do was just kind of open up windows, wait for Vertical to peak, and get the kills. And that's exactly what happened. You saw the round was over before Flipside even started pushing into the building.
Now, we do have just a little bit of some technical difficulties. We're going to get back underway in the game momentarily, just tweaking a couple things. The game is still being played. Prep phase is now underway. And what we're going to be seeing here, if I glance at the screen correctly, we're going to see that top 4 hold there from from Flipside.
It would stand to reason that Flipside is going to go upstairs, as that is usually the first site defended from the majority of teams in the Pro
No,
League.
they've actually gone downstairs here.
Oh, they've opted to go downstairs. All right, slightly different, I suppose. We are going to see barbed wire in the hand of Chala, but it's not actually barbed wire. That's his primary weapon, and as he reinforces that drop down, he's going to make the barbed wire sound. Meanwhile, Flipside seemingly going to have a very hard roam game off of the basement, as you can tell here by the fact that they've opened up that drop down in Projector. Adam's going to be the one roaming upstairs, and he's just going to try and apply as much pressure onto a VG attack as VG pushes into the piano, which is oh so typical. Now the question is, will VG try to clear from top down, as we've seen happen quite a lot in recent meta, or will they simply try to push into the garage?
It looks as though we've already got Avian working his way towards garage, and Young's going to follow suit behind him. Eclipse looking for this Valkyrie camera, which he knows was thrown out, but I don't think he saw to the left of the gate. Now this is one of those maps that is very fluid in its roam game. The roamers typically will start up top or even underneath, and they have the ability to use all three staircases, unless they're obviously quartered off by the attackers, but they have the ability to go up from the basement floor to the top floor throughout any of the three staircases in this game, which is a unique factor in the gameplay.
VG looking to take control over this main lobby and piano, and they have done just that, but the worry is that they have to have Adam, who will be coming from behind at any given moment. VG's going to have to keep a close eye on these drop downs, which are open above both piano and the main lobby. They have now been able to get the bandit off of the main garage, though, which is going to allow Avian to thermite open the panels.
There is Mint. He's going to be upstairs. Adam, however, has rotated back down. I think he's going to come down the circle stairs, possibly get droned out here. No, it's not. Looks like Eclipse is going to forego double-checking those stairs. And Adam just looking around. Mint sees the shots, goes for some bullets. Eclipse saying, all right, I've got a skeleton key, and I can open up the floor if need be, but instead he's going to go over towards the piano.
Yeah, because of this vertical pressure coming from above on the from Adam and Mint both. Oh, wow, Eclipse with a nice push up the yellow stairs will take out Mint, and he will be refragged by Adam. Good double play on that roam.
That trade is going to force Slash to come up the yellow stairs and also be taken out by Adam. A good double kill. And however, losing Mint early on, or quote-unquote early on, there's only 45 seconds left. Losing him as the first operator isn't necessarily that bad because he's able to maintain control of that top stairs. Adam's still going to walk away, limping nonetheless, but he still has enough health to engage again.
Yeah.
The garage has been opened up. Shala going to be at the back of the white van, hot and cold inside a kitchen. Pojo Man's going to move his drone over, get his yokai in position to stop this plant that's going to happen in the next 20 seconds. Avian's going to hold on to that diffuser. King George still up top. He's now back downstairs by garage. They're going to have to push in. Avian's going to go for this plant here. Flashbang's going to come out, but the yokai is going to possibly win this round as long as Pojo can stay alive. There's one. There's going to be another. He's going to tag him out. Avian just cannot find it. He's going to go into the middle. There, shots go down. And we are going to see Adam secure a 4K round number 1. And this is going to be Flipside making a statement. I'm sorry, round number 2 making a statement here. It's now 2-0.
So what happened there for Vertical Gaming's attack? They were unable, well, they didn't clear out the top floor, and because of that, as they pushed in through piano and main lobby, those two players trying to establish vertical control over the basement hold saw themselves flanked. And because that buck got taken out early, he was unable to actually apply any pressure to the back of white, to pipes, to even inside of kitchen from piano or bathroom hallway. Now, the more important factor that actually is that it meant King George had to come off of his push of those yellow stairs in an attempt to hold the flank. And when that happened, it was only 2 vertical players pushing in through the main garage. And then it just was not enough pushing power, and Adam came from behind, utilized that vertical game that VG was attempting to use against VG's attack.
Now, one of the time-honored questions that we constantly see debated about in strategies is how many attackers do you invest in trying to flush out the roamers? Here on that last round, round number 2, we saw 2. We saw 2 attackers put in position to try to clear out the roamers. That failed. And as we saw, they then did not invest any more to try to finish off Adam. And that's kind of the debate when one of the big factors when determining a strategy is how are you going to clear out the roamers? How many operators are you going to invest in that?
I mean, in the previous week, we saw from the European League a complete clear from top to bottom for roam games when it came to basement defense. It was you were clearing from all the way over by admin, which is the far eastmost room of the building, straight over to piano. So you cleared out those 2 top floors before even applying any pressure to the basement. And we saw VG in that last round just completely ignore that. Just say, hey, you know what? We're not going to worry about the top floor. We know they're there, but we are just not going to worry about it. Instead, we're going to opt on trying to just push on in straight through piano, open up that vertical, and then push in through garage. And it just was not the right policy there for vertical. We'll see if they choose to adapt moving forward or if that's actually going to work against them again. You can see the opposite here from Flipside as they are actually clearing top to bottom on this basement attack.
Yep, you can see Adam and Chala working together, clearing out the yellow stairs. And I want to say there's very little roam game happening from VG on the main staircase, or on the main floor. Looks like that might be, I want to say, Eclipse, who's on the circle stairs. Floor is going to get opened up above Avian. And now he's going to have to back on off of the windowsill, or off of the garage wall, as Slash tries to encounter a little bit. C4s come on out, miss their target, and that's going to allow Pojoman to open up this wall right in front of the van. Shots from Eclipse will go down onto Hot and Cold, finish him off by the circle stairs. He's going to navigate back downstairs towards the servers.
So despite VG not having as much of a roam game in this round that as Flipside did in the previous, they are still able to get that pressure on from the behind and get a kill. That's going to really put a lot of dents in the Flipside attack that they have the man disadvantage. Pushing into the garage is a difficult task 5-on-5. Now 4-on-5, it's going to be even more complicated.
And we still have Chala, who's on the top floor waiting for a heavy rotate from VG, but it's not going to work out. It's not going to happen because everyone is downstairs on site. Mint still trying to cause a lot of distraction and chaos onto Avian, force him away from the van, which now, with these floors getting opened up, this is all up to Pojo to try to go for a silent plant potentially. With no yokai to stop this, Young is going to be the only one that can easily stop this plant from going down. Flashbang's going to come out here from Adam, trying to push into kitchen. Hey, there's the gas grenades. That's going to be 2. That's all 3. Now we're going to have Pojoman try to push his way in. Slash picks up a kill into Adam. 4-on-3. Shala gets taken out by Slash, a double kill. Pojoman's going to be one of the only men left to go. Pistol kill's going to come out from Slash. Goes for the kill. He misses the target, but then hits it. Young picks up that kill, and we're going to have VG secure round number 3. And that's going to be 2-1, still in favor of Flipside.
So a straightforward push in through the main garage, not going to work for Flipside. No other real pressure. They did have the vertical holes being opened up. Now that was very important. It did actually take care of the behind white van hold, which is basically essential when you're pushing into the garage. But despite that, it just wasn't enough for Flipside. And I have to imagine if they'd been able to get those drop downs open without having their Hibana taken out earlier by Eclipse, then it might have been a different round. Now Flipside going to be defending that first floor, the main lobby and piano room. This is not typically the second site defended, but it's just what Flipside have chosen to go for here. As we said, every time we see console played, all 3 of these bomb sites are defensible and completely viable, which is so abnormal for maps in Rainbow Six.
Yeah, one of the things that I did like about Flipside's attack previously on the previous round was the fact that what they seem to have been doing was, like you said, opening up the floor of piano, trying to give a lot of distraction and a lot of pressure on different, we'll call it non-garage door avenues to the site, which allowed Pojoman to get in. Just unfortunately, Flipside did not win their engagements. But ultimately, they left it up to saying, Pojoman, you just need to push in at the time, and we'll try to cover you as best as possible.
A bomb has been located.
Yeah, it's interesting that Flipside decided to try and go so aggressively when they had no smoke canisters. There were no smoke canisters left. They heard all of them detonated. There wasn't an echo to try and stop the defuse plant. They could have just easily held outside of the garage and like put Thermite in by himself to try and get that defuse plant. But they just tried to make the full push, and it obviously in that instance was the wrong call. But I guess I kind of understand the reasoning behind it. But you know, unfortunately, it did cost them a round. Now Flipside, they're going to be roaming pretty heavily on this top floor. there are two ways to hold. Well, there's many a way to hold the middle floor. You can hold from below as defenders. You can hold from above as defenders. I mean, you can hold from anywhere you want to, any of the floors, because C4 can reach every nook and cranny from both top and bottom.
And we're going to have King George trying to lead the forefront here to clear out this top floor. Chala's going to drop here with 2 members left from Flipside top side. However, I believe Pojoman also backtracked a little bit. Adam will be the only man here on site. He's going to be inside of the connector on the bookshelf. Trying to stay covered here as VG is going to be collapsing onto here momentarily. They've droned out. Looks like Avian may have droned him out there. Seen him.
So that's just giving away his position regardless of the droning. And now you've
there
got
are three members here. He's going to just come for the fight. He's going to tag one, goes for another, but misses the target, and that's going to be a Blackbeard. I think the head shield may have been destroyed. No, he's going to have to change it on out.
Not destroyed, but at least damaged.
Yes.
As you could tell by King George rotating it. But now VG have full top floor control. That was a good job by Adam, not dying outright for no reason. And we'll see how VG choose to use this top-down control. There looks like they're positioning themselves to go for a main lobby push, as the diffuser is outside the main lobby door on Young right now.
I was going to say that if you take out one operator on the Vertical Gaming lineup, it's going to be the Buck, especially seeing as how he did not get too much, if any, vertical destruction opened. Now, this is what you were talking about underneath. You've got the C4s able to get tossed out from Pojoman. He's waiting for that dead heartbeat sensor, that dead heartbeat to be steady inside of the site. Looks
nice
like
kill.
Double down here. Slash will pick up the kill there on the Mimp, but be down in the process.
The bomb diffuser has been planted, though, as Flipside only have players downstairs, and it seems like Pojoman was a little too fixated on that Ash.
There it is. It looks as though Chala will pick up that down Slash, and a 3-on-2 with Pojoman trying to clear the top floor. He spots Avian, but also goes for the drone instead. King George will pick up the kill to Pojo. Last man's going to be Chala, and unfortunately, this is not looking like it's going to be in favor of Flipside. We're going to be back here. Round number 4 will go into favor of Vertical Gaming.
Yeah, no, he's got to deal with one player outside and 2 above. The 2 above have such an advantage overall, and then on top of that, the guy outside could be anywhere. Chala's unable to really kind of predict that. Now we will have the 2-2, I believe it is. Nice comeback here from Vertical Gaming. I mean, we all knew this was going to be a close match, but it's being proven here. Absolutely. Capital coming out for Flipside. It'll be interesting to see where that chooses to be used. Well, where they choose to put those fire arrows. You know, whenever you bring a Capital, it is for a very specific purpose. He can't just be blanket picked as, oh, you know, we'll clear out some barbed wire here and there, like Ash,
yeah.
or we'll reopen a reinforced wall here and there, like Thermite or Hibana. In Capital's case, you have to know where those fire arrows are going to find themselves. He's not just a whatever pick. VG are going to defend the first floor. We've seen no successful top floors so far from either of these teams, and nor have we seen any first floor successful defenses. We'll see exactly how it is that VG choose to go about this floor, as Flipside lost it previously.
10 seconds to go.
Looks like they're going to fully reinforce that projector room wall.
5 seconds remaining.
And they're also going to castle off the balcony windows. Now this is interesting. It looks like they might have a hard hold inside of a projector room. Now this doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks as though it's just merely to make sure that they can maintain control of this particular room above the A site, or above the B site.
There's very little cover inside of that room when you actually have the bomb site up there, and the little cover that is there is the bomb itself.
Yeah.
It's the only hard cover in that entire room from the balcony. Now, playing aggressively in there, yes, you've got castle barricades, but those can just be broken. It's so dangerous.
Oh, Avian with a very good flick there onto Adam. He is being collapsed upon. He's going to rotate back into the copy room and still be spotted out there by the shock drone. He's got about 13, I'm going to say 15 to 20 health left on him. He's now, after killing the drone, going to move his way back inside Pojoman, taking that para and onto the face of Slash. 4-on-4 still.
Slash trying to utilize his cameras there and peek out through the front door unsuccessfully. He would have had the back of 3 different attackers. That is unfortunate there. But despite that fact, we will have an even man count.
Ooh, Avian gets picked off there. That's going to be by Mint there, repelled up onto the windows where Adam was previously. And can he get here in time no more Twitch drones, so therefore there's a shot down. Eclipse realizes, hey, I'm just going to go back to my post here by the yellow stairs, not try to get avian. And Chala trying to hold down this rotation from that balcony above the B site.
This is the safe play here from the Blackbeard. We're covering that angle as safely as he can. We still see here from VG a lot of pressure onto the basement, and this is similar to what Flipside was doing. But as you can see, King George is actually underneath the main lobby, where he will be able to stop the defuse plant that we saw come out from VG in the previous round, if that's what Flipside's plan is. Flipside has full control over the top floor, but they don't know it yet as they're taking this nice and slow. The time is wasting away now as they attempt to drone out the rest of this top floor. They're only going to have about 40 seconds left when they actually make the site attack because of their caution here.
Now, if they wait until the final moments, they're going to jump down the circle staircase. Most likely that's going to be Mint. And you have Eclipse waiting at the top of those stairs. You also have King George underneath with that C4. So they're going to have to do something very quickly and decisively to make sure that it goes in their favor. They're looking like they're going to drop down through the hatchway inside a reception area. King George, however, will be there with a C4 in hand, ready to go. He's going to give away his position by popping off a couple UMP shots.
15 seconds to go.
Eclipse is navigated back into the hallway. He's going to turn around. Looks like Pojaman getting spotted out. He'll be taken out of commission. 3 on 3, 5 seconds left to go. They're going to have to drop on down. Eclipse will be seen. Mint's going to go for the push here. Takes him down. However, the plant will go down here. And it looks as though King George, no C4 in hand. Plant will go be successful. Young going to try to rush in. He'll be taken out. Wonderful job there. No defender's going to win. Chala, look, he might have gotten the kill, but the gas looking like he took him out.
Yeah, so you cannot plant in ESL rules because of the plant timer being extended. It takes longer to plant the diffuser. If a gas canister gets plopped on you in the first 2, I think, seconds, then you cannot plant successfully as anyone. It will down you before you can actually get that all the way down. So because Flipside took so much time clearing out the top floor, even though it was clear, they ended up not having enough time in the take into the bomb site itself. It would have been a successful attack if they had but 20 more seconds.
Yeah, the diffuse and the diffuse timer is 7 seconds to plant it in ESL settings. In normal, casual, and ranked play, I believe it is 4 or 5 seconds.
I think it's about 5, but regardless, it's so much slower or faster in ranked than it is in ESL. And now we're gonna have Flipside going back down into the basement.
Attackers have discovered the location.
And it is VG walking away with their first lead of this map.
Yep, so they were down by 2 points. Flipside took the first 2 rounds of this map, and Vertical Gaming saying, we're gonna come back and bring it in our favor here.
3 in a row. That's quite an impressive scoreline against Flipside.
5 seconds left.
However, this was one of the sites that Flipside was successful in defending. So we'll see if they're able to start their own comeback. The counter comeback, so to speak, here on Consulate.
Comeback from the comeback. VG again going to try to push in from this northwest spawn out by gas station. Very clearly trying to pre-fire some of the common locations which pros try to spawn peek from, whether it be the window of the yellow staircase or the doorway of the same stairs.
Now, the question is, will VG place emphasis on clearing out these roamers, which we have on the top floor again from Flipside? This time it's going to be Mint and Adam. Or will they wait too long, pushing into the main lobby and piano, and not actually clear top to bottom? Now, that's what happened last time. VG ended up getting collapsed upon by those 2 roamers and losing the round because of it. And it looks like, yeah, they're going to be doing the same exact attack strategy, not putting any emphasis on the roamers at the top floor from Flipside. This might play well if they're ready for it, and I'm sure they are. However, it's still very risky.
Now, Eclipse did take a couple shots from underneath. He's down to about 30 or 40 health, but walls of Garage are getting opened up successfully here by Avian.
Yeah, panel 3 just now being opened up.
Now, it looks as though they will not push onto the roamers, which, as we mentioned before, is what led to the downfall of their attack last time.
Yeah, Adam's going for that slow roam flank from the Visa right now, and it might be successful. We'll see if he catches Slash and Eclipse off guard. Young gonna get the first kill of this round, though, on T'Challa. That's a good start for the attack. all the way from the SUV outside of Garage.
Now, Pojoman does not need to be overly aggressive in that position. He's got full line of sight of Garage, so when someone tries to push in. As I say that, though, he just tilts to the left and says, bye-bye, Young. He'll be taken out of commission. Now, the push is going to come in here momentarily by Slash and Avian. Avian's right up against the wall. He's waiting for that perfect opportunity. Still a very slow roam here by Adam, but it could prove to be very useful. He's going to call out one. He's going to call out two inside of the vans. Now it looks as though Hot and Cold's going to go for a peek, but Avian's already there for the coverage. And a shot from Eclipse will land onto Adam, take him out. Pojoman will finish off Avian, though. A trade back down from Slash, and we are going to have round 6 go in favor of VG, with King George getting the final kill of the round onto Mint.
So this time, because Flipside's roam game didn't get any work done, VG had the room to breathe and just simply pushed into the main Garage with their full force. And they got that round win. Now match point in favor of VG. 4 rounds in a row, an impressive streak to say the least against Flipside.
Definitely here, and we are going to be witnessing the bomb site go back downstairs for VG into the Garage, where they successfully held the site previously. So they are looking to just finish out this map in a very decisive way, we'll say.
The majority of the successful defenses have been in the basement, I think, on this entire map. We saw, of course, Vertical, I think, successfully hold against Flipside, but it's all right. You know, it was very close. Again, I talked about if Flipside had had 20 more seconds in that round, it would have likely been a successful Flipside attack, but they spent too much time clearing the roamers. VG have got to be very confident, though, here on this defense.
Now, one of the strategies for holding this bottom site, which we haven't necessarily seen just yet in this series, has been investing into that middle bathroom on the first floor. We've seen that work well, we've seen it not work well for teams, especially coming out of the Latin American scene. And it looks as though for VG and Flipside, we will not be seeing that today.
Opting for that heavier anchor strat onto the bomb site. Like that mirror window in the main hallway. That's going to give multiple angles to work with there for whomever is playing inside small office, assuming the Flipside attack doesn't pressure from the back hall. Looks like Flipside starting to apply their little bits of pressure here and there. Nothing serious. Hey, they're going to spot out Avian in this main lobby. He might get away safely, though. Yeah, he will. Very dangerous play there from Avian, but he is going to slow up the F3 attack. That's going to make F3 just oh so much more cautious here. And we have seen caution be the downfall of Flipside in the past in this map.
And allowing Avian to rotate all the way upstairs is not necessarily the best thing. Adam, however, will work his way to the top stairs and pick off Eclipse, but then a trade from Slash will finish off Chala. That's going to be the Blackbeard.
If there's any operator on attack you want off the board, it's going to be Blackbeard. Having him not in play is going to allow VG quite a lot more versatility here.
Now, because Avian did manage to navigate away after being droned out inside the lobby, Flipside probably believes that he went downstairs. However, he was able to rotate up, he went up the Visa staircase, and he's now undetected. Wall will get opened up here by Garage. That's going to be by Pojo. Slash going for aggressiveness, takes him out. Wonderful job. He must have known it. He must have seen it with the Valkyrie camo, or at least just played into the site. And Adam picking up another kill here onto Young. Avian now trying to come around for this flank, all the way up from Visa stairs, all the way up around top floor, coming down the yellow stairs. And it looks as though some members from Flipside are scattered around inside of the piano room as well as main corridor. Slash will finally be taken out. That's a 3K for Adam, trying to single-handedly get this for his team. Avian, again, to work on over. Shots down, Adam with a 4K. Coming on over, he's going to try to get King George in a 3-on-1. King George is known to be inside of Kitchen as well as the middle closet. King George looks on up, tags a headshot on him in. 2-on-1, 30 seconds left to go. Get that plant down. Adam with a 5K ace to finish off King George. Get round number 7 back in favor. Keep Flipside in the running for winning this map.
So I have to say, that did seem very much like a VG round. They looked very confident, and strategically they had everything going in their favor. They had that flank from behind, that bandit, that would have locked it out. However, Adam was just like killing everybody. one by one by one. That was just through and through an Adam round. Great job on what I believe was an ace. Now Garage Cafeteria going to be Flipside's next defense, and we'll see if they're able to make it work and get it into overtime here on Consulate. Now this was, of course, Flipside's pick, Consulate. You can see there, Adam up with 12 kills.
Ash Yeager main score up there.
Yeah, he's got twice as many kills as anybody else. He's feeling very confident and at home on Consulate, as you can tell.
But again, some of that comes down to the communication that the team has.
Yes.
Allowing Adam to get those kills, calling out, okay, I died here, he's right in this angle, he's going to be going through this corridor, go and pre-fire it. Go up to over here, cover this flank.
Yes, of course.
10 seconds left.
You know, a lot of what Pro League comes down to as a player is really just finding yourself in positions and not
5
messing it
seconds
up.
to go.
You know, getting a kill isn't always just one person being spectacular and like, oh, he's amazing, he gets all these kills. It's him finding himself in a position to get said kill, whether it be his teammates calling that out or him just being in the right spot at the right time and not messing it up. And you can see here Adam just not making mistakes right now.
He's just capitalizing on the opportunities that his team is giving him, and the enemies are providing him, I will say.
Flipside going to be going for a roam game inside of the bathroom and the piano, one we've talked about but not seen in this map so far. It's going to be Flipside to start us off with this, and it will, I believe, mean that Vertical Gaming is going to go for a roam into the top, or so not a roam clear into the top floor to try and get rid of this piano hole.
Now we are going to have the wall get opened up here of Garage. And there it goes. Chala, unfortunately, not going to be able to get rid of the charge in time.
A bomb has been located.
And that will force Chala back behind the white van. Mint's going to be by pipes as Young looking to possibly tag another kill from a distance.
Young's been doing some good work outside of the garage here on these panels in previous rounds.
Now the only roamer above is going to be Eclipse. He's still trying to work his way, I believe, inside. He's either in piano or the corner office. He's corner office right now, trying to clear out these roamers, which Flipside has done previously. Adam, he might be moving in, and I think Eclipse hears him. And so does Adam. Now this is going to be up here. Looks like Adam with the upper advantage. He will take off the head of Eclipse. That's going to get rid of Buck, and unfortunately, that's going to get rid of one of the most destructible operators here for the points of...
Ooh, the run out from Adam.
Wonderful run out. Adam's going to go for 1 kill. Goes for the knife. Tags another down, and that's going to be 1 kill on Mint. 1 kill on Adam. He gets back into sight. Diffuser has been dropped, and King George, last man alive here on the yellow staircase. Shield gets broken. Head gets removed. Adam with a 2K. We're 3K there. Wonderful job by Adam. He's just lighting up the sky, killing off the Buck, jumping out over the balcony, knifing the Thatcher, and then picking up the kill on the Blackbeard.
Yeah, good play there from Adam, being a man of every single floor on that round. Now we do see overtime, ladies and gentlemen, between Flipside and VG. This was, of course, Flipside's map pick, so they are the ones who ideally want to be coming out on top. In that last round, VG opened up the garage. They had control that they needed. They were making their standard push that worked previously for them. But unfortunately, Adam was kind of just there to say nope.
Adam has his own thing to say about it. Now, I don't want to jinx Adam, but we've seen some 15 kills. We've seen an 18 kill before. I don't recall ever seeing a Pro League match where we've seen 20 kills.
Well, you know, I'm trying to recollect, and I'm right there with you. I don't think we've ever seen it. I think the most I've ever seen is around 17.
We had a 17 or 18 last week, I want to say.
I had a 17 way back in like season 1, but other than that, I don't remember any 20s. I think you're right. I think that was probably it would be the first one if he actually makes that, which would be very impressive, especially going against VG.
Yes.
Oh no, my 17 wasn't. No, my 17 wasn't in Pro League. It was in a Go for. I'm recollecting fully here.
Drone is ready to go.
Now Adam is going to be looking here. Slash might be going for a peek momentarily. He's got his Valkyrie camera outside, waiting for any sign of someone pushing over. This is what he's waiting for. He's waiting to see someone's going to rappel onto the yellow stairs window. Oh, Slash, he wants it. He wants it. But he's going to peek on over and say, no, I cannot get
This
a
is
C4
dangerous.
tossed up.
Deploying drone.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do have Flipside pressuring him to the front side, the south side of the building. And it's dangerous to be playing this position. You can see Adam's going to be going in, putting himself at the top of the stairs. And then he's going to start to apply pressure again onto this roam game in the main lobby. Again, a very dangerous play here from Adam. But Slashug, it doesn't look like he's going to be prepared for it. No, he will actually just rotate all the way down Spiral. Smart play there.
Yeah, he might have heard the grunt from Ash falling.
Yeah, possible.
Now Chala still trying to hold down the rotation along the top floor. Last time he was unsuccessful in doing so, and Adam had picked up the trade. We hear the Hibana charges going off. I want to say that's going to be the drop hatch. There it is, the drop hatch of the bathroom. Right above that B site.
Now, so full control over the top floor has been given to Flipside. I don't think we have any VG roamers, although I'm not entirely sure. Nope, no,
they're
none.
all on site.
All on site, which means that Flipside is going to be free to work their way into the bomb site. And they still have a whole minute to do it. Avian going to miss the shots, but so is Adam here in this fight. That's going to result in neither of them taking damage nor dying. Now the garage is getting opened up. Slashug.
Wonderful kill from Slash coming up the yellow staircase to pick off Adam.
You see here VG with some unprecedented aggression, whether it be through the garage panels that have been opened up or just straight onto the yellow stairs. They're pushing out both of the angles.
I think we jinxed him.
I mean, it's possible.
No, Adam was the first one removed here from play on the first round of this overtime. 30 seconds left to go. Pojo Man's going to be moving in. He's opening up the second panel. They're opening up the second garage door with his thermite charge. Hot and Cold looking through the drop hatch, which he previously opened, but he has a lot of corridors to watch. He doesn't know if someone's coming from Visa, Circle Stairs, or even Yellow Stairs. With that, Mint's also going to lay down a couple shots here. Looks as though he gets tagged up from below.
10 seconds to go.
And Pojo Man trying to move in forward, does not have the cover anymore, and this round will go to Vertical Gaming. There it is, last man alive is going to be Mint. Gets taken out by Eclipse. Young picked up a 2K there towards the end of the round, and that is going to be Vertical Gaming winning round number 1 of overtime.
Good defense there from Vertical, and yet again, Flipside tactics foiled by the fact that they spent too much time away from their actual site push. It forced them into kind of collapsing onto the site in a way they really didn't want to, without a significant man advantage and no real pressure.
Now we are going to have Garage chosen here by Flipside.
This reminds me of the earlier seasons of Pro League meta, where Garage was the bomb site so frequently chosen on this map. And it saw a shift in Season 3 of Year 1, the Invitational, and the previous season we saw of Year 2, Season 1, where most teams preferred the top floor. But as you can tell here, Flipside and Vertical very heavily favoring the basement, almost not wanting to go to the top floor at all. We saw a lot of lobby defenses outside of basements.
Now we just talked about how this meta of, or this strategy of holding the bathroom on main floor during a bottom bomb site hold, we've not seen yet today, and that has basically spawned or become kind of a norm out of the Latin American scene. So Flipside taking another one from the playbook here. They're going to be taking onto this top floor.
This is the second time that they've done this so far in this map, and the first time it didn't really get any results. They just kind of ended up defaulting off of it inevitably. But I don't know. I think it's a good call here to try and keep themselves in play. Vertical are going to be attacking onto the main garage primarily yet again.
We are still going to have Chala try to hard bandit trick this, or bandit swap.
Very dangerous for what Chala is doing right here.
Now you can see what he's done. He's placed down 2 batteries, forcing either a Thatcher EMP to come out or forcing Avian to that left garage wall, which is where he's looking to get this destroyed. Chala trying to bait this out. He's going to go for the right wall.
Oh, Chala reads.
No, oh, he reads it wrong,
Oh,
and Avian
no.
able to bait it out. No, he's still baiting it. He's faking this back and forth. And there it will be. Chala, unfortunately, not able to get the upper hand. Wall will get opened up. Same with the second wall.
That's some next level thermite play coming out from Avian. Good job to him there.
And we will have Slash getting injured. I want to say that might have been by a shot or or some C4? We'll have to stay tuned and see. But that was Diffuser as well as Slash. Slash going to get picked up with about 50 health. Another C4 getting tossed on out, though. That's going to destroy the shield of Blackbeard, as well as do about 30 damage to King George.
That might have been the Mint Impact Grenades, although I'm not entirely sure what it was. Yeah, I think it was the Mint Impact Grenades.
You're right.
Interesting. So the C4 maybe downed the Hibana earlier. We didn't exactly see what went on there. Slashhug looking to push in to the kitchen, utilizing those flashbangs.
Likely what he's going to be doing here is, like you said, tossing down those flashbangs. However, Hot and Cold is still inside of this bathroom, tossing out one gas grenade. That's going to stop the push. I believe that was Eclipse. For moving over there, just dropped inside a kitchen. Now they're going to take on out King George, picking up the kill to Hot and Cold. Avian getting challenged, Slash getting at him, Slash getting another kill there with a bearing 9. And last but not last is going to be Pojo, man. He tries getting one kill into Slash. He does successfully, but Eclipse is there. We are going to have the first map go into the hands of Vertical Gaming, 6-4 here on Consulate.
Despite that, a very respectable 15 kills coming out from Adam. Well played to you, sir. Now, this was Flipside's map selection here, and Vertical Gaming winning it is going to put a lot of pressure onto Flipside to win on Skyscraper. Vertical Gaming obviously stratted out Skyscraper, so will Flipside have done the same? That is the question moving forward. If Vertical Gaming are the ones who are the only ones who have the real strategies on Skyscraper, then Flipside's going to find some really difficult play in the next map.
Yeah, I mean, I believe Flipside ultimately has strategies on this. I mean, they're a Pro League team. We'll have to see. But I do think we kind of jinxed Adam there. Two straight rounds, he stayed at 15 kills.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that previous map and see what happened there to cause the victory for VG.
Now this was Eclipse tagging the shots down to Pojo, man. That actually, if I remember correctly, helped win the round. The gas grenades from that actually ended up pulling the Twitch, I think it was, off the bomb.
Here was Adam's ace. Well, the butt end of it anyway. And then King George with some nice shots through the floor onto Mint. There you go.
Now, this is Adam's jump out. He had killed the, I think that was the Black, or the Asher, someone up top. It might have been the Buck. The Buck up top got down and finished off the Thatcher, and then ultimately the Blackbeard. But ultimately, what we saw there, I think was what I was expecting, with the rounds going back and forth, ultimately going to overtime, and us seeing a very close game.
I thought it would be Flipside to come out on top of that first map on console. They seemed very confident picking it against VG, but it seemed like the VG roster was just a little bit more well-rounded on that map. They all putting in their own work. Meanwhile, Adam really had to put in a lot of the work for Flipside, seemingly. However, you know, can't attribute it all to one or particular player ever. In this case, in this level of play, it really just comes down to teamwork. Now, VG going on to Skyscraper, their own map pick. They've obviously put in a lot of work there. They've got to be feeling very confident. Yeah, and the last time, if I recall, us seeing VG actually push, use Skyscraper often was back in the Monty meta. That Monty meta has since come to an end, if you will. For those of you who don't know, Monty's revolver used to have a spread that was about this big, and the revolver would two-shot a lot of people, three-shot others. So you could just walk up to, fully extend, walk up to any defender, unextend, and instantly fire off 3 shots on the hip fire and down anyone or just kill them outright, and it would give you such an advantage. But then they nerfed the spread a lot, made it a lot wider, so that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah,
and so kind of got phased out.
That's kind of the end of the Monty meta. But what we saw previously was that being pushed onto the T room and so on and so forth. But here we're going to get into the game now. Again, this is map number 2. It's going to be Vertical Gaming versus Flipside Tactics. Flipside starting out on attack, and Vertical going to be on defense. Map number 2, first map win in favor of Vertical Gaming, and they win this. They will meet with Excellence next week. Again, both undefeated teams here this season.
Yeah, and if that is the case, if they both go on to be undefeated, we're going to see one of them lose, obviously, in the match. It's not going to matter overall. It will change the seeding moving forward into LAN. So you obviously want to be seed number 1 coming out of your region. The winner of this match will go on to fight against Excellence to decide who that seed will be. But again, it's going to be like we've seen in previous seasons where both teams are kind of like, we're going to LAN. Yeah, we'll take whatever seed we can get. We're not going to pull out all the stops. We're not going to show you all the fancy strats. We're just going to play our game. However, right now in this match, VG, obviously, like you said, looking to remain undefeated and go up against Excellence Gaming to decide who of those two teams is going to be the one to lose their undefeated streak so far in the season. We've never, I don't recall us seeing many ever an undefeated season for anyone.
I don't recall that either. So, oh, Slash is going to push on out, and unfortunately, Chala was in a perfect position. Slash, I think we got a little bit of tunnel vision there.
Yeah, a little bit of mistake there, a little too aggressive from Slashug. And now, Flipside will have a sound man advantage moving forward in this round with almost no work expended at all, or time for that matter.
By attackers.
I like his enthusiasm, though. They're trying to set the pace already in his favor of his team. It's just not going to work out, unfortunately.
And that's one of the things that we see, not just Slash, but just players in general do, is they need to play their speed of pace, their team's speed of pace, and that's what Slash does. And a lot of times, if you lose your speed of pace, you kind of get in a funk on the game, or in your map, your round, whatever it could be. And that ultimately would just snowball effect into a loss for you. But here we see these pro teams going at it, still doing their same thing, regardless of it working or not, because it's a calculated risk.
Another run out foiled, this time by Mint's Claymore. And as you can tell, VG way too aggressive. A backup run out will come out, though, from Eclipse and take out Chala. Good run out there to get the refrag. If they had let it linger and just played it out in a 3 versus 5, it would have almost certainly been their doom. Nice job there by VG for the recovery.
Eclipse did bite a few bullets for that engagement, but like you said, did come out on top. 3-on-3 now with Young taking the SMG-11 to Adam's face, and we have a Eclipse and Young and Avian. Last 3 alive on the defensive squad. Pojo, Mint, and Hot and Cold. Last 3 on the attack squad. Eclipse working his way up the main staircase. This is going to be the south stairs next to Drum. Avian gets droned out inside of the yellow cubby, changes sides, and Hot and Cold, you saw him just toss in one of the Hibana charges. That is just to get rid of those ADSs, allow him to get the frag grenades in, the flashbangs in. You saw the barbed wire getting removed right there by Pojo Man's nade.
Only 37 seconds left to go. Flipside need to make this push happen right now before the time runs out.
Hot's going to be pushing in. You see the gas grenades trying to push and stop their own push here. Now Hot and Cold tags one down onto Avian. You got 2 kills left to go. We got Young. Oh, the gas grenade out. Hot and Cold will also get injured. Last man alive is going to be Pojo Man. He's outside the window, and unfortunately, oh no, the plant did go down. Didn't even see it in time. Pojo will be the last man alive against Eclipse and Young. Now there's the one Claymore. Wonderful job there. Young and Pojo, last 2 alive. Young didn't give away his position. Pojo Man goes for the pre-fire.
Oh no,
he actually
Pojo!
gets it. What happened there?
Oh no!
Pojo Man, unfortunately, will not win that engagement. Young swinging out on top, that SMG-11, proving how powerful it is in the hands of the right player. And we will have round number 1 go to the defensive squad of Vertical Gaming.
And a technical 4K there by Young as well. Very impressive play to him. He did manage to sweep up those 2 kills of the downs on the staircase, which may have not been his, but regardless, excellent play to Young. And more importantly, winning that fight despite having been detected. What happened there? Must have been a little bit of a whiff there from Pojo Man. That is truly unfortunate for Flipside. Now, we will have VG getting the first round win of this map, despite losing 2 players purely to runouts and 3 players, or actually technically 3 players to runouts if you count that last one, and 2 to Claymore. So kind of an unfortunate round for Flipside, but luckily for VG, but Young stepping it up and saying 4K.
Yeah, I think it was Slash was the Valkyrie, got picked off by the Blackbeard. You had King George by the Claymore. You had another Claymore kill by Hot and Cold.
Yeah, towards the end. And whatever the case be, still VG managed to prevail. Now, top floor defense coming out from Flipside. This is going to be their first defense round of this map. Again, the pressure's really on Flipside here, as they did lose that map number 1, which was Consulate.
5 seconds to go. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Now, we haven't seen too much, we'll call it variation or off-standard defensive holds.
I like this roam coming out from Mint right now, on Flipside. This is slightly different, not really off standard as you were describing. Not definitely right there. I mean, it's pretty much basic. But I like that they have the barbed wire and the reinforced doorways. That's going to allow for at least sound prompts if the attackers choose to try and counter this roam, which is actually, it looks like 3 people via the east side of the building. We'll see if a VG try to attack onto just the top floor, or if they actually try to counter onto the roamers directly. There are only 2 anchors from what I can see. Only 2 anchors from Flipside. They've also turned this Geisha room into a murder box, opening up all of the walls instead of trying to play inside of Geisha. Now that's a play that we've seen used a couple times before. Obviously that mirror window inside the A wall, A bomb site looking towards Geisha is going to slow down any attack into Geisha. If not just outright kill anyone who chooses to challenge that angle. It's also good at holding drum, as you can see. Double walls being opened there for hot and cold to utilize.
Now it looks as though some C4 is going to get thrown from underneath and not hit its target, which was I believe Slash.
Yeah, I think he saw the heartbeat moving forward and just kind of went a little bit early there.
First kill from Chala will go on to Eclipse, finishing off the sledge. However, we also have King George getting taken out of commission by Hot and Cold. Slash is now going to have to move into drum here, but it looks as though we have got Hot still trying to prevent this push. Diffuser is in his hands. He's going to move on over to Dragon, get on over to the north stairs, I believe that is, the north balcony, and try to push in from that avenue as there's only 60 seconds left to go. Avian's going to go over and collapse with him, regroup, and there might be a trade of the diffuser here momentarily. We'll have to stay tuned and see. Slash still working his way by these north stairs. There's a kill. Nice shot there by Avian onto Pojo Man.
Looks like that he was in the B bomb site all the way from the A window, possibly.
We've got Adam still peeking up from this barbed wire-filled stairs. With the smoke grenades going in, Slash is looking to try to use his breaching charge, get rid of some of the barbed wire here. Adam going to go for a peek, looking for the shots, but his head gets tapped by Slash. Wonderful job there, pre-fire in the corner, pre-fire in the top of the stairs. Now we are going to have a 3-on-3, 25 seconds left to go. Young is going to hop here into B, as well as Habana. There's Avian. Now Avian will try to go for this plant down. Hot and Cold, I don't think hears it. He's going to move on over, goes for the shots on the Slash, but not working for him. Slash picks up, I believe that's a 3K. Chala stops the diffuser, and then Slash has to move through this barbed wire, allowing Chala to refocus himself. Gets a 2K. He's now going to move on over a 1-on-1. 3 seconds left to go. Chala needs to play time, or Young will have to plant this diffuser.
Yeah, Chala's easily going to be able to win this. Young has got so much
We say easily,
time.
but can he move over? He's going to look for the shots.
Oh,
He pre-fires.
he shoots the wrong
There he
spot.
goes. There it goes. The pre-fire spot is not where Young can be found. However, there was enough time for Chala to renegotiate his location and got the kill down. Flipside wins this shot, or wins this round. It's 1-1.
That was inches away from being a VG clutch. But yeah, so because the time was on 0 seconds, Chala being a 3-speed, he can rotate from, even if it were a drum, he would have had time to rotate over and deny the defuse plant as he knew that Young had to stick it. So that was a good clutch there from Chala, playing it very smart for his team. And now 1-1, like you said. Barbecue Kish are going to be the second defense from VG. We've seen a couple different choices when it comes to second bomb site on this map, but Barbecue Kitchen seems to be the primary secondary. Primary secondary. That almost sounds funny, but that is.
I was about to say. I was like, that's a.
That's the first picked secondary bomb site for the majority of teams.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Now, flip side, they got to really turn it up on this map. They have to push for that third map, which is going to be Chalet if we get to it, as they were unsuccessful again on that previous on Consulate.
Now again, the winner of this series will go on, secure their spot to land, will go on to play Excellence Gaming after their defeat over, or their victory, we'll say, over Elevate. The loser, however, will have to play Elevate next week in the playoffs, and the winner from that series will guarantee themselves the third spot in the LAN event finals in Cologne, Germany.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, so obviously the pressure's on, but they still have that extra little gap of reassurance when they go up against Elevate GG. Well, whoever loses this goes up against Elevate GG. Flip side going to spawn entirely almost on the west side of the building. They'll be looking to apply quite a lot of pressure early on. They do not have a thermite to open up that kitchen wall, but they have a Habana who will suffice. Also no Thatcher, which means if there are any batteries on it right now, which there are not, interesting, it would have slowed down the attack. But because there isn't, it won't.
We're going to see the wall get opened up all the way. Enough for a vault in, but they do need to be wary of Eclipse and King George topside. You can see that Chala's already pre-firing. He knows that that's the angle that's going to be held here.
Because Charlo went for that pre-fires, it means the King's going to come off the angle. That's unfortunate there. Could have gotten that kill, utilizing the Blackbeard shield. Oh, barely missing Avian there through the wall. I'm not sure if the bar is... Actually, the bar, yeah. No, the bar would have covered Avian. Avian going to be pushing up into the top floor to try and cover that vertical game. Doesn't look like it's the focus of Flipside, though, right now. They seem to be primarily focused on simply pressuring into the bomb site.
Yeah, there is Mint. He's going to tag Avian with about 10 damage done to him. He's going to move on down. Says, okay, I know where Castle is. I know he's going to be holding that nice little pixel angle. And so Mint right now is cleared out B site. Looks as though Young picks off the shots there onto Adam. Now that's not too much of a detriment. They have cleared out the majority of the site. Mint's moving in forward. Hot and Cold picks up that shot onto Avian. Now A site has been cleared out. You're going to see Hot and Cold move in for this plant. But the shots down from Bar, wonderful shot there by Eclipse to finish off Mint. Hot's just waiting for the opportunity to get this plant down, waiting for his team to get into position.
Loading mag!
He knows that as soon as he goes for this, he's going to be putting himself in danger. There, his team is in position now. That was a very smart move. If you go for the plant early, your team's not in position, it won't work out for you. Pojaman able to get the cover onto Young. And Slash still drastically hurt. Eclipse now shooting through the bar. Hot and Cold's going to go for this. Prone shot behind the bar, looks to go. Tags him down, but does not get the final one that counts. Slash and Eclipse, last two alive. They're both drastically hurt. One bullet from any weapon will finish them off. We are going to see Hot stay inside of the bomb site. Pojaman looking on through, saw the headshot, but missed his target. Slash also trying to go for some kills here from Kitchen. And there's Hot and Cold getting that prone shot onto Eclipse. Last man is Slash. He's going to move in forward and be taken out, and that is going to be round 3, going to the hands of Flipside. 2-1 at the moment in favor of Flip.
So Vertical Gaming had no way to cover the barbecue, as you could tell there. They had Castle playing by the barbecue bar, but he rotated off of that to go upstairs. And because Vertical Gaming didn't open up the barbecue wall, as we see so commonly done on that defense, there was nothing in the way of actual defense for that site. We might have had some holes above, but I doubt it, and more importantly, they weren't utilized. Now, Flipside are going to be going into the same bomb site now, barbecue and kitchen. We'll see if they're going to open up that wall or if they're just going to kind of ignore the A bomb site. It's a good read by Flipside to try and work around the roam game upstairs and focus their efforts entirely on A, because they knew A was not being covered, or at least they had a hint at the idea that A wasn't being covered whatsoever.
Yeah, no, they droned out A very thoroughly, and that's where they spotted out, I believe it was the Castle on the north stairs. They ended up picking him off, and that allowed Mint to push in. Now, Mint did get picked off through the bar of from the center stairs, the main stairwell, but ultimately it was a good drone game for Flipside.
Yeah.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers have
Now we'll see if Flipside's able to extend their lead one more round and put themselves in 3-1, or if VG's going to get this comeback. They are going to be attacking similarly. However, it seems like they might apply some pressure to the delivery, which, if you don't know, is the first floor south room entranceway from the south spawn.
And you can see what he did just there, what Hot and Cold did. He opened up the floor where he himself got the plant down last round. That's going to allow, if the roamers are not cleared out from above, that's going to allow them full coverage of that corner to then pre-fire and destroy the diffuser planter.
Yeah, meanwhile, even though Hotten's playing that as a defender, he can move if he needs to. He doesn't have to worry too much about that vertical pressure. It's not like he's the one who has to stick a defuse plant. Now, King George is going to be pressuring in through this north balcony. He's going to see the barbed wire, and that's going to slow him down just a tad. However, as a Blackbeard, he can kind of force his way through those engagements.
There it is. Oh, a good knife from Slash onto Adam after being disoriented by the yokai. He's not going to get back off site and just prone for a little bit. Make sure that he's going to be back in commission to re-engage.
Yeah, those yokai echoes, or those echo bursts really do slow you down quite a bit.
Now Avian's going to work his way over towards Geisha, which I feel is where he wants to open up that drop patch, which has been reinforced this time around. Young, however, will pick off Mint, and Hot and Cold's going to go for a shot here, but actually run away from Bar as Young throws in some bullets through the wall.
By attackers.
He's got 60 seconds left to go, a 5 on 3. Though the wall is going to get opened up here by Slash, possibly. No, he's just used that Hibana to
Love this
the
angle.
ADS.
Love this angle from Slashhawk here. Sees through both the bomb sites and even further.
Hot and Cold getting picked off by Eclipse. This round is going to go to VG. Chala's last man alive. He's barricaded outside of sight. He's going to open up. Tries to go for Slash.
No.
A miss there will cause Slash enough time to rotate over, get the shot down, and Vertical Gaming takes round number 4. 2-2 now.
Good flick there from Slashhawk to secure that kill. Now, round number 5, and like you said, a even scoreboard here. Now, this is actually similar to what we were seeing on Consulate earlier. VG, or Flipside taking the early lead, and then VG starting their comeback. Karaoke Tea Room going to be the next defense from VG.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
This has been a bomb site that has favored the defenders more often than not. We'll see if that trend continues now for VG. Slashhawk, as you can tell, they're having a really good match so far.
He is, as well as Young. Young top of the leaderboard with 8 kills. So, I mean, they're both working in tandem, doing very good jobs together.
But overall, only 4 rounds played. There's still plenty of frag potential here.
10 seconds left.
It looks like we're going to see a camera out by Dragon, possibly.
5 seconds to go.
I want to see where this one lands. There's so many great places to put Valkyrie cameras on this map. Oh yeah, love that Valkyrie cam. Could be in the east tower, and that's going to see the entirety of north balcony, which is going to give Slashhawk a lot of maneuverability. Love that C4 as well. Even if you don't play there, when you detonate it, you can see somebody playing on the north balcony, then you detonate it, and they're going to be staring at that hole guaranteed for at least 30 seconds.
Activating.
Unless they have to actually push into the site, like, immediately.
Oh,
Oh,
unfortunately,
the
toss, yeah, the toss was a little bit off, and therefore that Valkyrie camera will not give as much intel as he was expecting it to.
It actually might have been a successful one. It really depends. I think he might be playing for a safe camera, especially considering Pojoman's playing on that IQ. Pojoman's likely to spot out the C4 and the camera both, which is going to tell Pojoman, oh, well, this is a fake C4.
It was also a soft wall, so you could just pop one shot through the wall and get it.
Yep.
He might have been more than 20 meters away, because I don't think I didn't see Pojoman actually go for the shots down onto
He
it.
hasn't seen it yet. We'll see if he finds it eventually, though. As you can see here, Flipside very much centered around this north balcony, trying to just push on into the B and A bomb site. Ooh, and Eclipse is actually going to rotate over to utilize the C4 when it eventually gets detonated. I like this play here.
There it goes, gets opened up. Eclipse called for it to get open, and he goes for the shots. They haven't even heard it. Eclipse picks up that kill into Adam after Adam was able to get a kill there to Slash. Now, that is going to be a good trade there. Slash being taken out. Hot and Cold has taken quite a bit of damage, though. He's going to be outside of North Stairs. Now, with nades going through, Pojoman, I don't think that was exactly where he wanted to toss, so he's going to back out before getting destroyed by it. Barbed wire still going to be in place. And with 60 seconds left to go, a 4-on-4. Chala still out here by the B window trying to push in for Young. He's flashed them all out, or at least he's thinking he did. And Gas Grenade will force Chala back.
Here comes the rush, though, from Hot and Cold, taking control of those northwest stairs, trying to apply pressure to Young, get rid of him. Meanwhile, Mint will take out King George, and it's looking pretty good for Flipside.
It's a 3-on-4. They know that Young's going to be inside of the B site. Avian coming out strong with a shotgun. Turns on over, tags 1, tags 2, tags 3. He's going to get a 3K here. Avian with a shotgun onto the Echo. Wonderful job. Chala's going to be the last man alive. In a 3-on-1, Chala will not win this engagement, especially needing to vault through this window. And therefore, we are going to see Vertical Gaming win this round. Unless some miracle happens. He tags the shots through the couch. Young peeks on up, grabs that SMG-11, and takes out Chala. Round 5 going to the hands of VG.
Everything seemed to be in way of Flipside winning that round, but then Avian just steps up with this shotgun and says, no, sir. A great push by him with that excellent 3K. Now, VG with the lead, I think the first time they've had it on this map, and they will be 3-2. Flipside choosing to defend the Karaoke tea room in this round. I mean, all that control that Flipside had was just entirely negated by a 3-armor with a nice shotgun play.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And it really did seem like they were poised to win that round. Pulse going to be coming out for Flipside. We've seen this before. Pulse is going to play downstairs. In fact, we saw a 3-man roam on the last time Flipside defended Karaoke downstairs. And it was an interesting strategy, and I don't think it worked out for them. Yeah, no, I think VG just pushed aggressively into the bomb site. Oh, actually what happened was, yeah, VG pushed aggressively into the bomb site. They seemed to have control, and then it was a nice clutch by Chala actually on that Bandit, really gauging his fights well, and managing to put it into a time victory. Well, not a time victory exactly, but essentially a time victory because Young had to stick the defuse plant.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds remaining.
Now we are going to spot, like we said, Flipside up here in the tea room Karaoke, which has been the, I want to call it the preferred bomb site from almost every Pro League team that has played Skyscraper so far.
Oh, by far and away, yeah. No, Karaoke is easily the preferred bomb site. I don't think I've seen a team that actually doesn't go to Karaoke. Ever. Whether it be in Pro League or elsewhere. I'm sure there is one, though. I'm sure there's one team out there.
You just created a challenge for teams out there, by the way.
So Flipside going to be using the same mirror window and the same strategy when it comes to Geisha. Opening up the entire Geisha wall instead of playing inside of it. Now, when VG takes control, well, air quotes, takes control of Geisha, they're actually going to find themselves in a really bad spot because they're going to be challenging onto a mirror window which has full visual onto them.
We've actually seen a different kind of hold creating Geisha to be a kill box, and that's actually been the mirror window in the middle hallway facing Geisha, like inside of the Geisha facing in.
Yeah, that is super dangerous, but obviously Flipside not going to be bringing it. It's a little bit safer, I guess, to play inside the A bomb site with that mirror. But if you think about it, I mean, a lot of control does go onto that hallway for the defenders. I think the reason they're doing that is because they still are playing this 3 roamers downstairs.
Yep. And now Slash is going to be spotted out here on this window sill. I think Mint's just waiting for the perfect opportunity to put that cardiac sensor away, whip out that UMP, and try to go for this kill. But Slash is just playing very hectically, repelling very hectically here on the balcony. Young still kind of cautious. Doesn't want to pop all the way there into the Geisha room just yet. King George moves on forward, and he's going to miss all the shots there.
Up
and
into the right.
missed most of the shots. Pojo, man, has just minute health, and he will be taken out there by Avian as Young moves on forward to finish off Adam. Mint will be removed from play by Slash, and it's going to be a 5-on-2. Chala and Hot and Cold, last 2 alive. Chala picks off 1. He's going to rotate over. And it looks as though a shotgun from Hot and Cold will finish off Eclipse. Plant is going to go down here by Avian inside of the B site. And we are going to have shots move on forward. Looks as though Chala gets taken out, and last man alive is going to be Hot and Cold. He's got a shotgun, but it's not enough to go up against King George and the head shield of a Blackbeard. And Vertical Gaming will come out on top 4-2.
Love this focus onto the B bomb site, especially considering there's so heavy of a roam game here. This is an excellent strategy from Vertical Gaming, really reading into that roamer game and just saying, hey, we'll just tack onto the bomb site. And as you can tell here, because they put Slash Hug on that window, and it looks like Slash Hug opened up a long angle into Barbecue, because Slash Hug was playing that, the Pulse was unable to come from below and C4 as the rest of the attackers pushed in through the B window. And also the Mira just didn't challenge at all. The Mira played a little bit too passively there, and because of that, because of those two factors, we are seeing now VG putting themselves on match point on the second map of this series. Match point, series point, of course.
So what do you think VG has to do differently on this hold from, I believe it was two or 4 rounds ago?
They need to open up the A-wall.
They need to open up A-wall.
If they open up the A-wall, then they can actually hold against a simple waltz on in and plant the diffuser. They also didn't play anyone by tables, as you can see where Avian is right now. Those turned over tables give a lot of control into the A-bomb site. And there was nobody there last time they were defending this site. So they just need to open up that A wall and play a little bit more focused on A. They could also open up holes from above. I mean, the guiding light, basically, is just, hey, hold the A-bomb site.
They need more visibility into A.
Yeah, yep. It looks like they might do that. They might have just that, as Eclipse is going to be playing inside of Karaoke, which vertical control is then going to be there for the defenders. Onto A.
I think I heard an impact grenade by Avian, and it hurt himself.
Yeah, but negligible amount of damage, despite the damage.
Knock, knock. Drone ready.
We're going to spot a run through of the wall there into kitchen. Chala is still playing the same angle, making sure that he's going to keep King George off of the drop hatch.
That A-wall isn't open yet again, but as you can see here, Vertical Gaming, that's that impact grenade you heard earlier. They are going to be applying a lot more attention to Karaoke in order to use the Vertical Game to try and deny that defuse plan.
Yeah, I mean, Vertical Gaming, you hit it right there. There are 4 members here from Vertical Gaming upstairs trying to look down through pre-made holes to prevent the plant from going down. Yeah. Now, last time it seemed like there might have been a little bit too many members from VG off-site, and that allowed Mint to push in hot and cold to get the plant down. But ultimately, it's going to come down to how do they collapse back onto site, or how do they keep control of the site. So Young was in a little bit of an engagement over by the pantry. Mint swings on in with his own kill.
Yeah, this is again just VG seemingly neglecting the north side of the building. Not playing anyone where you see Mint right now on defense, and then more importantly, anyone to try and stop this A push. They completely ignored that window which Mint vaulted through. Clip's going to trade it back, though, onto Adam. That's a good kill.
Looks like Pojoman and Eclipse going to go head-to-head here. Eclipse will fall, but a nice trade from Slash will take out Mint.
So every time Flipside puts themselves ahead, VG with a swift answer and the refrag.
Now we do have Avian, Slash, and King George. Last man alive, hot and cold, is going to be spotted out here. Will he be seen? He will be seen, shot, and taken out. Avian with a good line of sight there on the hot and cold.
So despite the fact that they're not applying a lot of pressure to the northeast side of the first floor, they can still deny that diffuse plant. That's very important for VG.
Now what that means is that Pojoman needs to figure out how to get rid of Slash, how to get rid of Avian, how to get rid of King, because there are 20 seconds left to go, and Chala's already committed himself at the moment to trying to be outside. He's going to try to hop in here, and it looks as though Slash tags him down, tries to get his toe shots. One health and a plant.
I think he's
Will
got the
this
safe
happen?
spot.
1 health and a plant. Looks like it comes down. King George, no, he takes him out. Pojoman's got to rush in forward, tag down the last 2, and Avian behind the bar will not be seen, will not be killed, and we will have Flipside unable to win this round. Match point game will go to Vertical Gaming. And that is going to be the second map. That's going to be the series. That's going to be 1 land spot secured here for Vertical Gaming.
I have to say, a much more decisive win in the favor of Vertical Gaming than I was expecting.
Agreed.
I was thinking this was going to be map number 3 overtime in each and every one of these maps, but VG clearly coming out on top here on both.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely were well prepared on Skyscraper, which was, again, their pick.
Yeah.
And Consulate, unfortunately for Flipside, they might have taken them to overtime, but they did not secure the win. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Vertical Gaming coming out with a 2-0 victory, again, being our second undefeated team going into the final round of playoffs.
Yeah, Excellence versus VG. One of those 2 teams, possibly both, are going to lose their undefeated title on that day. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from that map before we conclude the day.
Now, here was Eclipse. He actually went for the refrag onto Chala after 2 earlier kills.
Yeah, and that was a really good play there. And this was the 4K from Young, cleaning up for his team. And then look, he's detected, but Pojoman unfortunately still loses that.
That's going to be it.
And here's that aggressive, nice knife rush from Slash. Love that play.
I mean, so that's one of the things about being disoriented by a yokai is it does not change up your aim. It does not change up a good shot there by Avian here. This is going to be that 3K he picked up. Being disoriented doesn't do anything other than a visual effect to the player. So if you can keep one of the different variations of your screen, you can keep that in your line of sight, you can actually still navigate through the map pretty effectively.
Yeah.
But ladies and gents, that is going to be our second series of the evening. Vertical Gaming coming out on top. Let's take a look at some of our brackets, starting with Group A. Starting with the playoffs, actually. We'll just go right to the playoffs here to show you how everything unfolded and what you can expect for next week. Now, we started off the evening here with Excellence Gaming and Elevate GG. Now, the majority of the community had favored Elevate for this win.
Right.
Excellence had something to say about that, winning 2-0 in a 10-3 victory over Elevate. They secured the first LAN spot for the North American teams. Vertical Gaming went on to fight Flipside right after that, which you guys just got done witnessing. Vertical Gaming, again, still very decisive, more decisive than what we were expecting, to then take their own LAN spot.
Yeah, what we are going to be seeing the next time we see North America play is Excellence Gaming and Vertical Gaming going up against each other in the winners final. Now, of course, both of them already have a spot to LAN. It's guaranteed for them. However, they're going to be fighting for seeding at LAN itself. Obviously, you want to get that first seed, give yourself a slight advantage. Elevate GG and Flipside, meanwhile, are put in the make it or break it spot of if you lose in that match, if you lose, then you will not make it to LAN, unfortunately. If you win, you're going to get that third seed coming out of North America, though. So that all the pressure is going to be on that Elevate GG Flipside match.
Yeah, that is going to be, I mean, we keep saying this. This is going to be games you don't want to miss. And that Elevate GG and Flipside Tactics, we are going to see one quote-unquote Titan not make it to LAN this year.
Yeah, and Excellence versus Vertical, I mean, it's going to be a good match, probably, but it's going to be, they're going to be playing with balloon swords, basically. They're just going to kind of go at each other like,
I expect another Coastline map.
Yeah, something, well, maybe not a Coastline, because we've talked about it before. Coastline's been finding its way into being played as like a little bit of a pocket map for a lot of these teams of, you know, we want to get the slight edge, so we're going to play the map less practiced, and we're going to really hammer it out. I mean, of course, it's all up to them when it comes to that match. We'll see what they choose.
Yep, and so, ladies and gentlemen, that is how North America unfolded today. Again, we have 2 out of our 3 North American seeds for the LAN event. We have those secured. Next week, we're going to determine that final game between Flipside Tactics and Elevate GG to secure that third and final spot to Cologne, Germany. But before we get on to next week, we have more Pro League games tomorrow as well as Thursday. For the Latin American scene, for the first round of playoffs, it's going to start up at 11 p.m. Central European Time, 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. For the Latin American scene tomorrow. On Thursday, for the European scene, it's going to start at 7 p.m. Central European Time, 1 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Ladies and gentlemen, from us here in Katowice, Poland, we want to welcome you, or we want to thank you. We want to have you back tomorrow, basically.
Yeah,
have you back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow evening for some more Latin American Pro League. See you later.